It's a Friday night in September, and that can mean only one thing. It's time for some high school football. Tonight, CUTV begins its 16th season of covering the high school football game of the week. Tonight, it's the 0-1 Frazier Commodores hosting the 1-0 Serra Catholic Eagles. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Slazek alongside Rich Bogard. And Rich, tonight we kick it off with two of the smaller teams out of the A Conference.
Both these teams, Ben, do not have more than 25 players on the team. I think the most important thing to me, that means if I was coaching, I would tell these players that they're going to get to play a lot. They're going to get a lot of experience. Most of the players on both the teams are underclassmen. They're going to get experience, and they're going to get a chance to play early in their careers instead of waiting to that senior year where the bigger schools have to wait to get in the lineup.
One of the real studs out on the field tonight will be a running back for Frazier, a senior, number 22, Craig Neely.
Neely runs hard. He's very nimble and quick afoot. Neely is one of the backs that runs with a little more conscientiousness. There's a difference between running hard and running fast. When you're running hard, you're using this up here. You're using your head. A player that runs fast really runs on basic instinct, probably has more talent. Neely runs very hard, and he does it very well.
Frazier was a playoff team last year, come in 0-1 tonight after a 28-6 loss against Cornell last week. For Serra Catholic, a little bit of different story. 0-9 last season, no wins, but a big one on the road last week against West Green.
Their goal, Ben, is to get better week to week. That's their coach's staff main goal they're telling the players. And they are looking to be a much improved team and get better from week to week and learn week to week.
Should be a fun game tonight, a very competitive game. CUTV football kicks off next. Frazier and Serra Catholic on CUTV.
The CUTV High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the Perryopolis Football Boosters. The Perryopolis Football Boosters are proud supporters of Frazier High School football. When attending a football game, support the projects of the club. The Football Boosters say Go Commodores in 2003. And Fox's Pizza. While watching the replay of Commodore football, why not order a fresh, hot, delicious Fox's Pizza? Open 7 days a week. Call 724-736-4060 and find out what the special is today.
If you want the best of sports coverage and the area's best food, there's only one place. Red Dog! Start out with a laundry basket of wings, and then take a shot at the Jamaican jerk chicken, the downrigger Smith sandwich, or the double plate barbecue combo, my favorite. Red Dog! For the best food, atmosphere, and sports, there's only one place that has it all. Red Dog's All-Star Clubhouse. If sports is your religion, this is your cathedral. Located in Rostraver Square next to Walmart.
Is this how you feel? Drowning in credit card debt? Suddenly, you're in over your head. Collectors constantly calling you at home. You watch your credit sink deeper and deeper. American Equity Mortgage knows a way out before it's too late. We guarantee to save you time and money. Let American Equity Mortgage give you a helping hand. Call now, 366-9999.
How does an ordinary shirt like this become an extraordinary shirt like this? It's Battellini's, the Mon Valley's largest volume screen printing and monogramming specialist. Whether your employees need uniforms or the football team needs shirts, Battellini's can do it all with their state-of-the-art computerized monogramming equipment. And if your group needs a fundraising idea, Battellini's also carries 30,000 different promotional items like pens, water bottles, glassware, and more. For your next screen printing and monogramming job, call the one that does it all. Battellini's.
It's rare to find a bank that works to save me money. But Mark at National City showed me that when I have my home equity loan payments deducted from my National City checking account, I'd actually lower my loan's interest rate. Mark's always worked hard for us, but that doesn't surprise me because the people of National City, they don't see me like this. They see something more important. I'm Robert Sanchez, and my bank is National City.
Welcome back to Frazier Field as we get set for kickoff between the Commodores of Frazier and the Serra Catholic Eagles. Ben Slazek, Rich Bogard. Rich, again, the small squad for Frazier we saw coming out on the field. Serra Catholic, smaller school, but very good numbers for a single-A ball club.
Not bad, Ben. Both teams, of course, as we said, very short on the bench, but they're going to get a lot of experience. Notice that both teams don't have very many seniors on the team, so these underclassmen are going to get a chance to play and play often.
As you said, underclassmen not very plentiful for either team. We look at Frazier's roster, they only have 3 sophomores, 2 freshmen, a little bit more for Serra. As we go back to last week's action, Frazier falling to Cornell by a score. So 28-6 they lost. And Serra Catholic ending a 9-game winless streak against West Green, 6-0. Two teams looking to establish themselves. Serra Catholic coming out of the Eastern Division of the A, and Frazier in the Tri-County South trying to establish themselves early on this year.
If both these teams play better week to week, that's all you can ask. Right now, the captains for both teams are coming out to the field. For Serra Catholic, number 7 is Bill Pfeiffer, 6'2", 205. Number 74 is Steve Verbanik, 6 foot 220. Good size for smaller school teams.
Serra Catholic in the white jerseys with red pants, red helmets. Frazier in all red with the white trim.
Serra Catholic kind of looks and reminds you of the old USC uniforms before they changed them in the last couple years.
As you said, Rich, the all red of Frazier, something a lot of high schools going to the single colors.
The fad seems to be, and it's even spreading to the NFL now, Ben. Buffalo Bills have those all blue uniforms, and really not something you've commonly seen in football, but they've become a little bit more common in the last 2 or 3 years.
Frazier has won the toss and has elected to receive. They'll be going right to left on your screen. Serra will be kicking off, obviously going left to right. The field conditions, Rich, we were down there earlier today. Why don't you talk about that?
Between the 40s, Ben, especially to the near side of the field where the booth is very slick. But outside of the numbers or the hash marks, it seemed to be dry. Of course, we've had a very wet summer here in the Mon Valley, and this area has been hit especially hard with rain all summer. And this week we've had rain, and even yesterday I was out walking and there was a 10% chance of rain, and I got rained on then. It's been a very wet summer, and I understand also when we get deeper in the season, the old almanac says it's going to be a little bit frosty in October and November, so that's something to look out for. Both teams were fumbling the ball in warm-up, Ben.
Back for Frazier to receive will be number 28, Brian Kurkowski, and that name might sound familiar to some of our listeners, as well as number 3 back deep is Brent Federer. Kicking off for Serra Catholic, it appears will be number 14, and that's Rich Betters, a 6'1 junior. Frazier High School, of course, set in Perryopolis, a couple miles away from the Yawk River, and Serra Catholic from the McKeesport area.
A little bit north and east of the city of Pittsburgh. Of course, Brian Krukowski is the brother of our friend Tom Krukowski, who used to work for CUTV back in the day.
Both these teams still in non-conference schedule. They will begin their conference schedules next week. So we're about set for the opening kickoff of CUTV's 16th season of high school football coverage. Betters takes his steps back, whistle blows, approaches the ball, and we're underway. Nice high kick taken near the 5-yard line. This will be Federer, slips as he fields up over the 15, is greeted by some arm tackles up around the 25-yard line, and is finally brought down on the play. Tackle made by the kicker, number 14, Rich Betters.
Betters came down the field and he broke early into the pack. Usually the kicker stays back, Ben, the last line of defense, kind of like a goalie in hockey, and those arm tackles are not going to pay off in the long run.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores, ball at the 25-yard line. They'll come out in a 2 tight end set and a power I, 3 backs behind the quarterback, Stephen Erderly. Handoff up the middle and getting about 4 yards on the play was number, can't see the number there, as number 22, we talked about in the open, Craig Neely.
Neely through the hole, good tackle there, made by Mahaloff, number 77.
Set up a 2nd down and 9, only a gain of 1 on that play. Frazier will have the ball at their own 26-yard line. Referee steps over the ball here. And apparently the referee has a discussion with number 77 for Serra. and that is a flag on the play.
Late flag came
I didn't
in,
see a
Ben.
flag
I didn't
at
see
all.
the flag
Second
either.
and 9.
This is going to be declined by Serra Catholic.
Yes, it is an illegal procedure or illegal formation.
Penalty is declined. Second down.
As you heard the referee say, it'll be a second down. Serra takes the penalty. Second and 9. The quarterback for Frazier, as we mentioned, Stephen Erderly, 5'9", 152, a junior, number 2. The feature back, Craig Neely, number 22, 5'10", 220 senior, and also in the backfield, number 5, Ryan Keebler, 6'4", 200-pound junior. Erderly over center, and the handoff goes to Neely again. Gets a couple more this time up near the 30-yard line. They'll set up a third and call it 5.
There's one of the formations that Frazier is going to run off, and that was an eye-bone stacked running backs 3 in the line. A little bit different kind of formation. I've seen that before, but not commonly run. Might confuse Serra, but it didn't right there, Ben.
First third down of the game for the Commodores. Step up to the line. Show a 2 tight end set. This time they split a receiver all the way to the left. That's Kurkowski. Split backs behind Erderly. Calls his cadence. And the handoff. Play fake. Lefty throws, and it is too high. Pass was intended for number 5, Ryan Keebler, out of the backfield. That time the play fake got the linebackers moving, but a poor throw will create a 4th down.
Safeties came over to cover there, and there was 4 white shirts and only 2 red, and they were outnumbered.
Be punt formation for Frazier. It'll be Neely on the punt. Back to receive for Serra will be number 33. And number 10 is Chuck Osler. And here's the punt, low liner, nice spiral. Takes a Frazier bounce, but is fielded by Osler up over midfield and is finally tripped up in Frazier territory at the 48-yard line. A nice return off a low line drive punt.
High snap on the play, Ben, and that is a good, fortunate play by the punt returner. They're coming up and fielding that ball, taking the chance. Usually you let that ball go. He took a chance, and it paid off. First down at the 48. Early going in the first half, in the first quarter, 10:25 to play in the quarter.
Osler, 5'10", 150-pound junior. Stepping up the line for Serra is their quarterback, number 3, junior Tim Stash. And he's got an I formation of receivers to each side. Ball, play fake, nice pass into the flat, and is caught at the 44-yard line. Complete on the play to number 14, Rich Betters, junior, leading receiver coming back, 6'1", 185 pounds, had 18 receptions last season.
The out pattern is one of the toughest to throw, and Betters was able to get his hands underneath the ball. And that ball almost hit the ground with good arm strength there, getting the pass out on the out pattern.
2 teams that don't throw very often come out throwing in each of their first series. Stash now up at the 44. Here's the handoff. This is Jacobs, cuts through and is finally met at the 40 and dropped on the play by number 28, Kurkowski. That was Jacobs on the play, on the carry for Serra Catholic.
Jacobs had the leg strength going, Ben. Just overpowered, went into the tackler hard. We got 3rd and 5.
9:35 on the clock in the first quarter, just underway from Frazier Field here in Perryopolis. It's Frazier and Serra Catholic opening up this season for CUTV's high school football game of the week. Possession play for the Eagles. I formation behind Stash, receivers to each side. Base alignment for Frazier. Here's the handoff. Jacobs trying to find some room on the left side. Cuts back to the right. He's got the first down over the 35, down to the 30, and finally out of bounds inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. A big run and a first down for the Eagles. Nice run by Jacobs.
Jacobs very quick of foot. I like how he moves his feet when he runs. He's very agile. I like what I see out of this running back so far.
Nice patience on the line. Tried to go left early on. Cut it back. It wasn't there. As we see the referee talking to the Serra Catholic huddle here. See what's going on.
Looked like the left side of the field was open a little bit, and Jacobs tried to move that way initially, but cut back to the right.
Dead
nice
ball.
Move.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Contacting an opponent out of bounds by the defense. Happens to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
And that's a big play there, Rich. That's just a disciplined play there that you can't make at this stage. It gives Serra even better field position as they have the ball now at about the 14-yard line. First down for the Eagles. Stash hands the ball off. First man through is the fullback, and that is number 34, Zach Sinowaski. I think I got that right. And he'll pick up a handful. He'll set a 2nd down and 7. That's how, go ahead, Rich.
They seem to want to move to the right side, Serra, in the early going.
Nice run that time. They went to Jacobs 2 straight times, this time giving the first man through and a little bit of hole off guard. Nice offensive line for Serra, returning 4 or 5 players from last year. Will bring up a 2nd and 6. And this is fumble ball on the ground. Zanowski again. Looks like he got it back. Actually recovered on the play by number 77. Tom Mahaloff of the Eagles saves the possession there as they'll have a 3rd down, couple to go.
Mahalik quick on his feet at both sides of the line so far, Ben.
3rd down, we'll call it 5. Stash comes up to the line. Single setback is Jacobs. Zanowski on the wing to the right. Rolls out to the left. Stash looking, slips, gets out of trouble, gets rid of the ball and throws it incomplete. Almost a nice catch on the play made by number, is that 10 on the play? That was Osler. This will set up a 4th down situation. Ball on the 10-yard line, 4th and 6. We'll see what Serra does here.
Middle of the field seemed to open up for Serra there, but the incompletion, let's see if they'll kick or go for it. And it looks like
they're going to kick, Rich.
They're going to kick.
It'll be Stash to kick. Holding will be number 7, Bill Pfeiffer. Be about a 25-yarder. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the right side. So Frazier holds after the penalty cost them. They escape without allowing a touchdown.
Lucky there that the penalty, which got them down within the 10-yard line, inside the 10, and they get away with one there just as the kick goes to the right.
So one possession for each team. Frazier with a punt and Serra with a missed field goal. We're still scoreless with 7:36 left to go here in the first quarter, just underway. Erderly up to the line. He's got 2 backs behind him. Handoff is the first man through. This is Keebler, and he'll punish his way, give him about 3 yards, and a flag flies. Might be a late hit, maybe a face mask.
I think this could be a face mask. We'll see.
See what the flag is on here. And Rich is correct, a face mask against Serra Catholic. And this might get them a first down, Rich.
Looked like somebody tugged on that face mask right at the bottom of the pile, Ben, and you can't do that. And this is only going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Inadvertent grasping of the opponent's face mask by the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And for those new to football, inadvertent grasping of the face mask is usually a 5-yard penalty. If you grab and twist it, you're going to get 15, and that's when a player usually gets hurt. Neck injuries occur when that happens.
5-yard penalty makes it a 2nd and 2. Split backs behind Erderly, tight to him. And here's the handoff. No, a keeper by Erderly. He's looking downfield and fires out, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for the tight end, number 88, Wayne Lawrence. Erderly had all kind of time. Very good at that play fake.
Good play fake by Erderly. I was looking forward to this young man throwing the ball. He's got a very strong arm. He's also very quick. Maybe he will lead the pocket. And already, Ben, you're seeing Frazier using the multiple formations and their multiple offense, and maybe they will use early to throw the ball a little more tonight.
Another possession play. Excuse me, this is 2nd down and 2 now after the penalty. Receiver split far left, split backs behind Erderly. The lefty calls his cadence and hands it. This is Neely. Bulls his way through, maybe near the sticks. Looks like he might be short. Give him 1. It'll be a 3rd down and 1. Another possession play coming up for the Commodores.
Going to be a little bit more than a yard, I believe. Let's see if they spot this ball inside the yard line, and they spot it way inside the yard line. A little bit shorter than I expected, Ben.
Well, early on, Serra's front 7 is really shutting down the run. Erderly getting some time to throw, but his receiver's not getting open early on. 3rd down and a long 1. They'll have twin receivers split to the left, I formation behind. Neely the deep back. Little play fake. And here's another play fake. Erderly throws into a flat, and it is nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Osler. Kurkowski was the intended receiver, but Rich, another case of Ryan Erdely having Stephen Erdely having all kind of time in the pocket.
Had plenty of time to throw the ball, and Kurkowski broke open. He just overthrew the pass.
Set up a 4th down and 1. Frazier appears to be in punt formation. Neely will punt back deep. This time will be number 10, Osler, and number 33, Joe Veltri. They'll stand back at around their own 35. Good snap. Neely has it blocked. Big block on the play by number 7, and in the end zone for a Serra Catholic touchdown. Bill Pfeiffer on the block and the recovery.
The middle man in the formation, Ben, seemed to point out something coming from the left side of the line to his right, and apparently it wasn't picked up, and that block was coming before you could see it.
I mean, it hit him square in the numbers, Rich, and if he didn't get it, there's about 2 other Serra Catholic players that would. And early on, with 6:30 left to go first quarter, the Eagles take a 6-0 lead. On to attempt the extra point for the Eagles will be their quarterback, number 3, Tim Stash. Holding will be number 7, Bill Pfeiffer. So you get a touchdown, you get the hold for the kicker now. Gotta love high school football. Snap down, kick up, and converted. 7-0.
Let Zona Tours put you on the road to fun and excitement. We make traveling a breeze, and with charters to destinations like Mountaineer Park, Wheeling Downs, and even Atlantic City and Las Vegas, Zona Tours is the only name you need to know. Our big, beautiful motor coaches are spacious and comfortable, and we're family owned and operated. Give us a call and we'll have a ball. Call Zona Tours at 1-800-833-4287. That's 1-800-833-4BUS.
How does an ordinary shirt like this become an extraordinary shirt like this? It's Battleini's, the Mon Valley's largest volume screen printing and monogramming specialist. Whether your employees need uniforms or the football team needs shirts, Battleini's can do it all with their state-of-the-art computerized monogramming equipment. And if your group needs a fundraising idea, Battleini's also carries 30,000 different promotional items like pens, water bottles, glassware, and more. For your next screen printing and monogramming job, call the one that does it all. Battleini's.
Back to Frazier Field, where a blocked punt and a recovery results in a Serra Catholic touchdown as they now lead 7-0. 6:30 left to go first quarter. And an early start for a team that didn't win last year. 1-0 in the season, and an early start to this game.
Block punt just came for Serra. Block coming through the lines. It's just like a jailbreak, and really they didn't pick up the block very well.
See if Frazier does a little bit more protection on those punts next time. Kicking off for the Eagles will be number 14, Rich Betters. Back deep will be 28, Kurkowski, and number 3, Brent Federer. Federer, 5'8", 140-pound senior. Kurkowski, a junior. And here's a high kick towards the sideline. This will be Federer fielding at the 15, up over the 25, 30 down the right side before he's finally met at about the 31-yard line. Tackle made by 74, Steve Urbanik, a 6', 220-pound junior.
Good fielding of the kick. It was a knuckleball.
Referee signals Frazier possession, and now Frazier will look to capitalize on some pretty good field positions. They'll have it over the 30-yard line.
Let's see if Frazier can answer now, Ben.
We talk about high school football field position, such a critical key, and so far the majority of this game has been played in the Frazier end. Split backs behind Erdely, twin receivers left. This will be Neely off the right side. He's got a little bit of room. A host of Eagle tacklers bring him down after about a 5-yard gain called 2nd and 5.
Frazier seems to want to go with the pro set, something you really don't see very often on any level of football anymore, Ben. It used to be all the craze back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s. Then teams started to move to the I formation where the fullback was in front of the tailback. And they're going to come out, it looks like, in a one-back formation here with 2 wide receivers to the left.
Save that thought. I'll come in a minute. Same formation, twins to the left. Split backs behind Erdely. Ball at the hash to the right on the 36. Erdely. First man through is Neely, and he's got a first down up over the 40, close to the 45-yard line at the 44. Give him 7 yards and a first down for Frazier. What I was about to say, Rich, is early in the game, Frazier went with that I-bone, as you called it, the 3 running backs, and Serra did a good job of shutting it down. Now spreading out a little bit more room for Neely.
The multiple formations are going to confuse players at this level, Ben, and Coach Larry Wilson doing a good job. Here we go with the two backs in the pro set again.
1st and 10, ball at the 44. First man through, and this is 5, Keebler, and he'll pick up about 2 tough yards, bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Keebler more of a blocker, but a big man, Ben. He's put on weight over the offseason, and he's moved into the backfield, a good blocker, and they're looking for big things for him leading Neely this season.
Can also catch the ball in the backfield, and you talked about the split backs. Very, very characteristic of a West Coast type offense, the short passes and the trapping plays. 2nd down, Erdely hands it off. Neely is met by a host of Eagles, maybe a yard, if that, and the front 7 really collapsing for Serra Catholic, not giving Neely a lot of room up front.
Excellent penetration from the left side of the line there.
They'll set up a 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 47 of Frazier. They looked across midfield for the first time. Clock winds down, 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Let's see if Erdely looks for Lawrence here.
They got the Twins left, I formation. It's another play fake, and he's got a lot of room. Scrambling to his left, Erdely throws. He's got a man wide open. It's Lawrence at the 40. Breaks a tackle. Could have used the block, but he's inside the 30-yard line. Down to the 26. A big pass play from Erdely to Wayne Lawrence, 6 foot, 173-pound junior, converted guard, playing tight end this year.
Lawrence moving out to the outside of the tackles this year, Ben, and he is going to be one of Erdely's main possession receivers. Kind of felt that one coming. Usually the end of the field will open up or the middle. Lawrence found the cavity in the coverage, made a great play.
That rollout's been there all day, Rich. You or I might have had time to sit back there and throw the ball.
He's had plenty of time, Ben.
A lot of movement now for Frazier as they reset the play. Twins to the right, eye behind Erdely. And he'll hand it off. Neely this time gets a little bit of a seam, up over the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. Very physical inside there, Rich. Give him 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Thing I like about Neely, Ben, he picks up yardage after the initial hit. He powered his way forward for about 1.5 yards after he was hit there. Very strong running back.
Good size, 5'10", 220, also plays linebacker on defense. Had 8 touchdowns, an all-conference performer last year. Undoubtedly probably the go-to man for this Frazier offense. Officially 2nd down and 7 on that play. 3:45 on the stop clock. Excuse me, I did not see the flag there.
When
Rich.
they have a legal procedure. Let's see if Serra takes this.
Probably did not have enough guys on the line after all that shifting around. And it appears Serra will take that penalty. So we see coach from Serra Catholic.
Illegal formation, not enough line of scrimmage by the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Good call, Ben.
Coach Jeff Barlock decides to back them up 5 yards. Set up a 1st and 15. Frazier can't allow these penalties to interrupt this drive. They're putting a nice one together. Real banana bunch type set to the right side. Single back is Neely, ball in the 31. And they'll give it to Neely. He's got a little bit of room on the right side, but all those blockers didn't matter. There's a host of Serra Catholic defenders getting his face, and he looks like he might have lost a yard.
That looked like the old student body right. Boy, that was
exactly
the tightest
right.
of tight formations. They had 9 men, maybe 10 on the line there with 1 back. And that was the student body right. Good penetration by Serra there, picking up the play.
Well, the only problem with lining up that many blockers on one side is you take that many defenders with you. And that time Neely wasn't able to knife his way through. Gain of 1 on the play, sets up a 2nd down and 14 after the early penalty. Same formation. This time the play fake to Neely, and he's got a couple guys open. If he gets it downfield, he's got a man. It's Kurkowski at the end zone. Touchdown, Frazier.
That was a pretty throw.
You could see Kurkowski spring open all the way across the field, and a gorgeous throw by the sophomore Erdely gives Frazier the 6 points.
We read about Erdely's strong arm, Ben. I was looking forward to see him throw. Kurkowski broke to the post. Beautiful throw. That was as well-thrown ball you're going to see on this level of football in high school.
Well, you heard me say if he gets it there, he's got a man open, and a nice catch by Kurkowski. Had to come back to the ball a little bit. And Frazier cuts the deficit to 1, 7-6, pending the extra point by Neely. Holding on the play. Kick is up, and it is blocked. Another job of penetration up the middle. This time Steve Verbanek coming up the middle. And Serra is able to keep the 7-6 lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the rest of the first quarter right here on CUTV.
As the new semester dawns, it dawns on you you'll need textbooks. Well, yeah, unfortunately, you are not alone. But this is college. There are no lines in college. College is for thinking. You realize eFollett, the world's largest provider of new and used college textbooks, is standing by, just waiting to take your order and deliver it to your door. People, get out of line. eFollett.com. New and used college textbooks.
QSP. There's only one place where you can find this sign of excellence, this sign of risk-free purchasing, this sign of quality select products. You'll find a QSP symbol on the best of the best brands at Highway Appliance and Television. Our on-site warehouse and service department are also here for your complete satisfaction. Factory-trained technicians and customer service professionals. At Highway, there's more to saving money than just low prices. Highway Appliance and Television, Route 88 in Dunleavy.
30-yard touchdown pass from Stephen Early to Brian Kurkowski gives Frazier 6 points. The extra point was blocked. Serra leads 7-6 with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Neely set to kick for the Commodores at the 40. Back deep is number 14, Betters, as well as number 22 fielding that punt is Devin Desmond, down the left side, and he's hit early on at about the 20-yard line. Tackle on the play made by number 88, Wayne Lawrence.
Lawrence getting down the field. He's got good speed for a big man. Desmond seemed to slip a little bit, Ben, and at this time of night, the dude will start to appear on the field, and it's only going to get slicker out there.
That's a nice kickoff by Neely, right in the corner. Devin Desmond not getting a lot of room, had to go up that left side, and good pursuit by the Frazier special teams.
Keep in mind, you have to field that ball, even though it's close to the sideline. I thought the ball would wind up going out of bounds, Ben, but you have to field the ball. After 10 yards, it's a free ball.
1st and 10, ball at the 20 for the Eagles. I set, Twins right side. A little bit of an option play. Ball goes to the up back, and this is number 34, Zach. Tried again, Siniowski, picking up maybe, give him 4 yards, 5 yards, step a 2nd and 6. Sinowski on the carry, as I get the pronunciation.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, clock continues. 2nd down 4. 2:20 left to go here in the first quarter as Serra begins its drive up the field. Stash rolling to his right. He's got some pursuit. Gets through a couple tackles before he's finally wrapped up on the play. Tackle on the play made by number 70, Derek Staley, and number 5, Ryan Keebler, as Stash tried the option there, electing to keep it.
Verbanek also stuck his shoulder into him. Good gang tackle there.
Maybe a yard, call it 3 and a long 4, 3rd and a long 4, as Frazier looks to force the first Serra Catholic punt. Nice pace to this game.
Yeah. Moving with alacrity.
Thank you.
Let me say that for the first time this year, alacrity.
Stash up the line, single back behind him is Jacobs. Little bootleg to the right, throwing and wide open over the middle is Zanowski, and he'll get a first down and then some. Ball up to the 45-yard line. Gain on the play of 15 and a nice play fake, and this time they hit the back, going right up the middle out of the backfield.
That play fake, Ben, held the linebackers over top of the coverage, and that is a tough throw also. If the deep out is the hardest throw, the second hardest one is the deep in. Beautiful throw.
On top of that, Stash going to his left and throwing back across his body over the middle nonetheless. 1st and 10 from the 45 for Serra Catholic. The keeper, Stash, option, ball on the ground. Jacobs picks it up at the 40. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and does before he's forced out of bounds on the play by number 22, Neely. Also over there was number 23, Justin Mahalkin on the stop.
Good stringing out of the play.
2nd down and 7 for Serra. 1:04 left to go here in the first quarter. That time, the first time we saw the option, and not enough oomph on the toss that time by Stash.
Kind of side-handed or backhanded it. You got to swing the ball out with both hands, Ben.
Jacobs did a good job of getting 3. Stash back to pass, looking to his left. He's got man wide open, but a little miscommunication there. That time he was looking for number 10. That's Chuck Osler. He had him on the hitch, but he wanted him to go further.
I think Osler didn't break that pattern out. If he would have broke the pattern deep to the numbers, he might have had a touchdown. And I think that is what he was supposed to do. That might have been a mix-up.
That time, zone coverage for the Commodores. Osler did the right thing, sat down in the nice soft spot in the zone. Maybe a little bad rep there between Stash and Osler. Early in the season, you're going to see that.
When the safeties rotate like that, Ben, it does leave the middle of the field open.
3rd and 7, ball at the Eagle 48. A minute even to play. A little bit of a rollout. Stash up, is tipped and is brought down by one of the offensive linemen. A flag is down. Number 77, Tom Mahaloff, picked up the pass that was deflected. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And we'll see what the flag is. As the referees talk it over here. It's an offensive lineman's nightmare there to have that ball up in the air and realize you have to catch it.
Or his dream, one or the other, however you interpret it.
As the man in the white hat begins to look at us, now the man in the black hat says, wait a minute. But again, good penetration that time. Stash trying to roll out, but that time a defender for Frazier in his face. Here's the penalty.
Was tipped, therefore there is no infraction on the play. 4th down.
Referee explains it there. Offensive lineman obviously ineligible to catch the pass, but that was an obvious deflection. Inadvertent flag as it's early in the season for the officials too, so you can't fault that.
If the ball is batted or tipped by a defensive player, that is the only case. The offensive lineman can catch the ball.
Frazier holds on 3rd down, and now Stash will be on the punt. Kurkowski is deep to receive alongside, is muffed on the play by the other returner, and is pushed out of bounds. I didn't see the number. Was that 2, Rich, or 3?
I really didn't see the number either, Ben. Ball came off his hands and hit him square in the right toe.
It was 3, Federer on the return. That time may have given himself a little too much room. Ball died on him, but it went out of bounds, and Frazier will maintain possession. 1st down and 10. They'll have the ball at their own 21-yard line. 39 seconds left to play, and a very nice moving first quarter.
Moving along quickly here on our first game of the season on television on CUTV.
Ben Slazik, Rich Bogart here. Week 1, as Rich said, of CUTV's high school football game of the week. Each and every week we'll bring you the best in Mon Valley football. Early over center as that I-bone offense in again. Goes to the 3rd man through. This is Neely. Bounce off his own man, adjusts his chin, and gets himself a nice gain out to about the 34-yard line. And that's plenty enough for a 1st down, Rich. Tough running by Craig Neely.
Does he not put you in the mind of Merrill Hodge from the Steelers? And former Bear also. Runs very hard.
It was a nice run. You saw ran to his own blocker, but again, good penetration by Serra, forcing that offensive line of Frazier to back up a step. 23 seconds now to go here in the first quarter. Ball will be placed at the Commodore 34. So we see that I-bone again. It's Wayne Lawrence, followed by Keebler, and then Neely, who gets the ball up the middle before he's tripped up over the 35 to about the 37. Tackle on the play made by Zanowski. And that should about do it for the first quarter.
Frazier now starting to work a little more to the right side, exposing the left side of the Serra line, Ben.
12 minutes have gone by. Pretty good played football. 7-6, Serra Catholic leads Frazier. We'll be back with a second quarter on CUTV.
You're not taking that with you, are you? Watch this. Wow.
Excuse me? Do you have the time?
Bertolo's is the Mon Valley's only full-line Chrysler dealer with a complete inventory of Dodge cars and trucks, Chrysler Plymouth cars and vans, and Jeep products. Rotolo's is a recipient of Chrysler's prestigious 5-star award for excellence. Service is our main concern, whether you're looking for a new vehicle or our full line of used cars and trucks. Rotolo's, working to make your family a part of ours. Located on Route 88 in North Charleroi, 10 minutes from Interstate 70.
7-6, Serra Catholic leads Frazier as we get set to start the second quarter. We're here at Frazier Field in Perryopolis. Rich, good played first quarter. We saw what we thought we'd saw, some tough running out of Neely and the big left arm of Stephen Erderly for Frazier.
Early threw that beautiful pass, and Krakowski broke open at the post. Both these quarterbacks throw the ball well. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Larry Wilson, Ben, mixes up the offense. We've already seen the eye bone. We've seen the pro formation. We've seen the straight eye. And also, I've noticed a little bit of an overbalance to the right side of their line at times, an overload, which can really mess up a defense and cause the offense to have really a field day if it's executed properly.
2nd and 7, out of the eye bone again, Neely off the right side, and he'll pick up about 4 yards, this time going off tackle, and Neely's racking up the yards, a little bit here, a little bit there, sets up a 3rd and short for the Commodores.
He's having a good half. Picking up where he left off last week, he had 124 yards last week, and he may be on his way to a big season at this pace. 1,000 yards is a possibility.
Only had 500 last year, but the 8 touchdowns leading to the all-conference selection. You can see he's played a lot last year, played a lot the year before. Senior here at Frazier trying to go out in style.
He really improved a lot toward the end of the season. That's when he picked up a lot of yards.
Single receiver, crouching man is Lawrence, joins the eye bone. This will be Neely again. A good block by Lawrence, allowing Neely to get the first down. Excuse me, incorrectly. That was Ryan Keebler. Threw a heck of a block on Jacobs there, allowing Neely to plow through the line and get a first down.
I remember when I was playing flag football, my coach always used to tell me, if you make a good block, the person who makes the run or the catch, that is as much his play as it is the guy running, whether it's a touchdown, a good run, or a good pass. That was an outstanding pancake block.
If ever that statement was true, we showed it right there. It'll be a first down for Frazier, ball at their own 49. They looked across Eagle territory again. 10:52 just underway here in the second quarter. Serra leads Frazier 7-0. Crouching man is Lawrence, back to the eye. And this will be Neely up the middle. Flag is down. And I can tell you what that is for in a minute. As Neely bouncing off tacklers, pick up 9. But the flag on the play, I'll tell you right now, Lawrence didn't set before the snap.
He moved early, Ben. He really got a big head jump in the eye bone there.
But not to take away the run from Neely again, Rich. Just bouncing off the smaller Serra tacklers. We'll see the penalty. It is a legal procedure against the Commodores. This will back them up 5. I'm assuming you don't want to give them an 8-yard run.
Illegal formation, not within a line of scrimmage by the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, remains first down.
I stand corrected. Right penalty, wrong call.
I think they could have called 2 on that one, Ben, obviously.
Nonetheless, 5 yards against the Commodores will back them up to their own 44-yard line, and the second time they faced the 1st and 15.
Both of those penalties, of course, would be 5 yards, so either one would just have been as much efficient.
They'll come to the line with the receiver split all the way to the left side. Split backs behind Erderly. He'll give it to the first man through, that's Keebler, and he doesn't get much, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Big surge by the front 7 of the Eagles, led by Zanowski.
Although that play didn't form as it should have, I'm impressed by Coach Wilson's play calling. He really moves a lot of players around, confuses the defense, and I think it's going to be a factor later in the game, Ben.
All the movement, you're still getting the same base plays, but you're throwing the defense by giving them the different sets. Now we'll see that bunch formation, the right side, ball on the left hash. 2nd down, 15. Erderly rolling to his right. The left-handed quarterback's got to get rid of it, and he escapes the tackle. Now he's got some room. He needs a block, and is blindsided from behind. Tackle on the play made by number 6, Devin Desmond. It'll be a big loss of about 8 yards, but almost a spectacular play by Erderly. I give him credit for just escaping the 10 yards behind.
I thought he was going to break loose there. He nearly was tackled for a big loss, but breaking loose. Good shoulder tackle there by Desmond. Big hit.
Frazier calls their first timeout of the half. They'll have 2 remaining. But Rich, if it wasn't for the big offensive lineman in front of him, he could have had a bigger hole. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Perryopolis Football Booster Club, proud supporters of Commodore football. The Perryopolis Football Boosters are proud supporters of Frazier High School football. The club wishes the Commodore players, staff, and coaches the best of luck this season. When attending a football game, support the projects of the club. The Perryopolis Football Booster Club says, "Go Commodores" in 2003. Also sponsoring tonight's game is Fox's Pizza Perryopolis with daily specials. Call 736-4060. While watching the replay of Commodore football, why not order a fresh, hot, and delicious Fox's Pizza from Sheila and her staff at Fox's Pizza in Perryopolis. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 to 11, Saturday, 11 to 12, and Sunday, 3 to 11. Fox's Pizza is just a phone call away. Fox's Pizza, call 724-736-4060 and order your favorite pie or the daily special right now. Your score here is 7-6. Serra Catholic leads the Commodores of Frazier with 9:20 left to go here in the second quarter.
It's been a very extremely well-played game so far. A few penalties, and really the only thing you can follow a player for so far, Ben, is the block kicks.
3rd and 24. Big play here for the Commodores. I formation, twins to the right. Erderly back to pass. And he's looking deep down the left side and is in and out of the hands of one of the defenders for the Eagles. That is number 10, Osler. Pass was intended for Lawrence, and a punt situation for Frazier.
3 deep zone there, and there was really nowhere to throw the ball.
It looked like he was set on Lawrence from the very beginning there. Tight end slipping out to the left side, the only receiver on that side of the field, but good coverage by the Eagles.
Safety came over top, and there was 2 men to that side in the 3 deep zone with 3 defensive backs naturally back in the zone if you're not aware of that.
Very good analogy on it. Very good analysis.
Yes.
Not the best color man in CUTV for anything. Back deep to receive the punt will be number 33, and a penalty is coming as Neely got run into. This will be Osler fielding at the 30 and is finally dragged down by Kurkowski and a host of others at the 40. But we'll see if this is running or roughing the kicker, Rich.
I think this might be roughing. Neely really got it in the knees, and that can be dangerous, very dangerous.
I believe that was running in, Rich. I didn't see the personal foul call. See what they'll do here. But that time again, Rich, we saw on the special team plays coming right up the middle. Serra, the front 3 or 5 players, the offensive lineman that would be. Frazier needs to get a better job protecting their kickers. See the referee's call here.
Running into the kicker by the defense, the penalty is declined, first down.
And to be honest, Ben, these players with the short bench, no more than 25 players on each team, as we said, many of them have to play offense, defense, and after a while something is going to go wrong, especially on special teams where it's more difficult to play and you're looking at more fringe players, at least on a higher level. But here, they're starting on offense, defense, and special teams.
And with such short players, special teams probably the least worked on aspect in practice, and that's where you're going to see your most mistakes. Serra takes over possession at their own 40, 1st and 10, 9 minutes to go here in this first half. Split backs behind Stash. He'll give it to the up man. This is Jacobs. Dices through a couple tackles over the 45, still on his feet, gets the first down before he's finally pushed out of bounds by number 3, Brent Federer, but Jacobs, good second effort there getting the first down.
Good picture, perfect running by Jacobs, been keeping those legs moving. I would like to know how much that man leg presses because he has very strong legs. A running back always has to keep the legs moving, and once you do that, you're going to be tough to bring down.
Good size for Jacobs, 5'10", 190-pound senior. Again, Serra Catholic from the McKeesport area, out of the Eastern Division of the A Conference.
Somebody with my build, just an inch shorter.
I think he could outrun you. 1st and 10. I formation behind Stash. The give is to Jacobs again, a big hole over the right guard. Stumbling, or he would add a lot more, but picks up 13 and another first down for the Eagles.
Pretty move, and of course, Ben, we said around the numbers, the field is slick, and he made a nice move, but he slipped. If he would have slipped, he might have been gone.
Could you have made that move off the guard
No,
there?
he's quicker than me. We're the same size, but, you know, I've lost a lot of speed, especially with my bad hamstring.
The middle really opening up now against Frazier, as the offensive line, we talked about it earlier, returning 4 of 5 players, some big men up front for the Eagles, really pushing around the front four of Frazier. 1st and 10, ball at the Commodore 35. Stash on the toss. This is Jacobs. Cuts it back up the middle, tries to fight through, gets about 3 yards before he's brought down on the play by number 77, Brandon James. First tackle for the freshman.
Like how Jacobs looked at the blocking on the left side. He waited for something to open up. There really wasn't much there. Both these running backs, Jacobs and Neely, really think when they're running. And you can see that. These teams are very well coached.
Good back, waits for his blocks to develop, and you saw Jacobs do that there. 2nd down and 7, ball from the Frazier 32. Split backs behind Stash. And this will be Jacobs again. Fights through 1 tackle, but is finally met by a host of red jerseys. First man on the stop was number 23, Justin Mahalkin, and then the rest of the troops followed to push him back. Forward progress, Mahalson, was the first man there. Forward progress, back to line of scrimmage, brings up a 3rd and 7.
Fell right on his face mask there, right in the soft spot of the field, and that can be hazardous at times. That's when a head injury occurs. A little more extracurricular activity at the end of the play.
Game becoming a little bit more physical in the trenches. Big play here for Serra as they lead 7-6 with 7 minutes to go. 3rd and 7 from the 33.
Watch the deep middle.
Play fake for Stash, rolling to his left, and he's got a man wide open again. It's Zanowski cutting through a couple tackles before Keebler brings him down deep into Commodore territory at the 17-yard line. 2nd time that play has worked.
Corners tight to the line there, Ben. The safeties didn't come back. And the middle of the field, as I said, was open. And right down the left hash is where Serra went.
A really nice athletic play by Tim Stash there, rolling to his left, able to throw it back to his right. And Zanowski, a very big man in his own right, 6'1", 205, showing the soft hands.
I think in our 2 years, Ben, we can say this might be the best played game we've seen.
I will agree with that. Stash, I formation, twins to the far right side. Jacobs trying to get off tackle. Nice job of blocking by the wide receivers. Still on his feet. Flag is down as he's near the sticks. And, Rich, I think that might have been too good a job of blocking by one of those wide receivers.
I don't know if that block, I think it was, might have been a little bit below the knees or a hold. Grabbing on.
That will be a hold against the Serra Catholic Eagles. But a nice run again by Jacobs. And, Rich, those wide receivers right up on the corners. The safety's getting picked up, and a nice 12-yard run will be negated by that penalty.
By the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. Remains 1st down.
Jacobs, very shifty, quick-footed runner, Ben.
Coming off a year where he sat the bench most of last year, Rich. They had a back last year that got most of their carries. Casey Donahue graduated last year. Now Jacobs pushed into that starting role.
7-6 Serra. We've got 6:30 to play to the half.
After the penalty now, it'll be 1st down and 13 yards to go in high school. 10 yards from spot of foul. Ball be placed at the 16-yard line. Pro set offense. Stash looking to pass to his right. On the quick hitch, he's got his man and dancing past the tackle. Ball's on the ground. Catch was made by Betters, and it is waiting for a signal. And it is Frazier football. And a nice catch and run negated on the turnover.
Boy, that play just opened up in a hurry. The ball was forced loose, and Frazier able to come up with it. The first turnover of the game, Ben.
Commodores play takeaway, and they'll get possession of the ball deep in their own territory. It appears to be at the 3-yard line, maybe? And Frazier will take another timeout on the field as they don't want to risk the safety here. Rich, our first game here on CUTV this year. We have some great games coming up the rest of the season. Next Friday, we'll be taping September 12th. Carmichael's at California. Carmichael's always a good team. New coach this year.
It's always fun to go to California because you're right up on the field. It's an excellent press box to watch a game from. I like going there.
September 19th, we'll be right back here, Frazier High School, as the aforementioned California Trojans will visit Frazier Field.
Two teams in red.
Coming up at the half, we'll have the Frazier High School Marching Band as well as the Serra Catholic Marching Band. Saw them in pregame sitting right next to one of our cameras. I'm sure Dustin Devine, camera 2, getting a good earful of what's in store for us at halftime.
Yes, he did, and Dusty may be hearing the noise the rest of the game.
Last game of note, September 26th, a big game, Greensburg-Salem at Uniontown. That game will be televised live on PCN.
Just a little more pressure, Ben, but we respond to pressure for the big games.
We're gamers, Rich. We are gamers. CUTV's been a partner with PCN for the past 5 years. Be nice to have another game this year.
We always seem to have good games when we work on PCN also.
Ball will be at the 2 of the Commodores. 1st and 10, 6:06 to go. Very dangerous territory for Frazier. Erderly over center. He's got that power eye bone, if you will, Rich, and just a straight ahead dive. Erderly trying to create some daylight between the ball and the goal line. He's pushed back on the play by number 33. That's Joe Veltri for Serra.
I'm not really sure if Erderly got to that ball. The ball got to him. He looked like he crouched down in a hurry. And we find out from the truck, Ben, that he didn't get it clean.
Looked like he was so concerned about getting that yard, getting that little bit of room. Took off before the exchange was completed. Give him a yard. 5.5 on the clock moving in the first half. Receiver split to the left. Erderly gives it right up the middle. This will be Neely trying to create a couple more yards. Maybe another one. Erderly will set up a 3rd and 8.
Let's see if Frazier continues to put the ball on the ground here. It hasn't stopped some teams from going long on this kind of situation.
You got to think, too, Rich, if Frazier can't pick this first down up, the trouble they've had in the punting game with ball right near the goal line, might see another situation develop.
I would look for Lawrence again here, Ben.
Got to get a couple yards here, Rich, to give him some room. Erderly over center. Play fake. He's going to throw. He's got a man open, and it is Lawrence at the 20-yard line. Big catch, loose ball. The referee's got the hands in the air as if it was a completion. He is calling it a catch and Frazier ball. Ball will be marked at the 18-yard line, and Wayne Lawrence with his 3rd catch of the game.
Lawrence moving to tight end very quick. They like him on both sides of the ball. Very good player. And, Ben, we are to the point of the field where we said it was very slick, right between the numbers, getting close to the 30 and the 40 on the far side of the field where it is very slick.
Lawrence took a big wrap after that catch, but a bullet of a throw by Erderly, and he's been right on target for most of this game. 1st and 10 for the Commodores at their own 19. Crouching in motion is Lawrence. Eye bone set now. This will be Neely. 3rd man through. Cuts up over the middle. Protects the ball nicely as he's up over the 25 to about the 27. Give him about 8 yards. He'll step a 2nd and short for the Commodores.
This is a good down, maybe to go down the field. You've got your 2 good backs in the backfield. You might want to take a chance here.
Oh, anytime you get 8 yards on first down, Rich, that just opens so much up for your offensive coordinator. As you said, throw the ball downfield, play it safe, but at this point in the game when you're trailing and only less than 4 minutes to go in the half, see what they do here.
10 in the box for Serra.
Handoff. This is Neely trying to get to the sticks. Looks like he did, up to about the 29, and if he got to the 29, he will have it, but some extracurricular deep in the secondary. And I hate to say this, but Frazier might be backing up a little bit here, Rich. No, this will go against Serra.
Serra on the play, Ben. It was Stash that kind of pushed one of the Frazier players, and this 15 is going to be costly against the Eagles.
It was Federer and Stash back there, as we can hear
After
from
the play
up
was
here.
whistled dead. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
First real sense or case of a player losing his cool so far in the game. Been, as we said, a very well-played game. This is your A-level game. You usually do not see this early in the season. The first couple games are where you work out the kinks, but this is like a mid-season game or a later season game, really, in style of play.
That penalty happened 20 yards away from the play, but Frazier will take it. They'll have the ball at their own 44 now, and a lot of movement. That time it looked like Erderly maybe changed the snap count, and got some movement from Serra, but it was his offensive line that jumped first.
We put the whammy on them there.
Yes. Frazier cannot keep getting themselves in these first and extremely long, Rich.
Dead ball foul, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I mean, obviously, when you pick up 7 or 8 yards on first down, you're going to produce better. But with the style of offense that Frazier runs, a little bit more conservative through the tackles, and then the rollout here and there, you need to pick up big chunks on first down.
To the left, your I formation, straight I.
Seen a lot of this in the first quarter. Erdley hands the ball off. Neely finds a little bit of room on the right side. He's up to about the 45, maybe the 46. Tackle on the play made by number 33, Joe Veltri of the Eagles. Set up a second down and 9, 6-yard gain for Neely.
Looks like on the play that he believed running back fumbled the ball or didn't hold the ball. Neely on the play is the way he reacted, but no call on the play.
For as big as Neely is, Rich, I've noticed he doesn't need a whole lot of a room, not real big of a hole to find some space in. Very good running back for his size. Very deceptive.
Very barrel-chested. Well put together.
Bunch to the left side. Erdley rolling out. He's got to get rid of it. He throws, and it is intercepted. Oh, it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 10, Chuck Osler, who had a gift right in his hands as the pass was overthrown. But then a case of the eyes taken off down the field before the hands can possess the ball. Set up a third down for Frazier.
Looked to me like Osterben had 1 foot off the ground. He was kind of in between whether to jump or should I jump or shouldn't I jump. Kind of off balance a little bit, and he ran before he caught the ball, and he never had possession of it.
I did not catch the number of the intended target, but I think it was, Rich. When the receiver jumped up, Osler lost sight of the ball, and when the receiver came down, the ball was hitting him in the chest. But a big play here for the Commodores. 3rd and 9 from their own 45. Clock at 2:23 of the first half. Little play fake. It's going to be a throwback screen here, and in trouble and incomplete was Neely. That play was doomed from the start, it looked like, Rich.
Neely took a shot right on the thigh from Bill Pfeiffer, number 7 of Serra. Throwback screen's usually a good pattern, Ben, when it's executed well. You roll one way, you throw back to the other. It's a tough throw to make. But Neely couldn't make the play, and Frazier will look the punt.
Pfeiffer and Devin Desmond did a good job staying at home, though, and shutting that pass down. And here's been a problem all night for Frazier. Neely on the punt. Osler is back to receive, and this time Neely gets off with no problem. This will be 33 Veltri, but it's Lawrence. Did that hit one of the Serra players?
I don't think so.
It'll be downed by Frazier as I make a mistake there. Ball will be placed on the 20-yard line as Serra will regain possession, and Rich averts disaster there. 2 minutes even to go here in the first half. Serra leads Frazier 7-6. In our first game of the year on CUTV, Frazier versus Serra Catholic.
Serra will come up to the line. I formation on first down.
See if they play a little conservative here deep in their own end of the field as we see the band warming. As the band practices hard in the offseason too, as we see. Stash back to throw. He has a man open. This is Betters. And a nice tackle, open field variety made on the play by number 37 for Frazier. That's Jake Frohnhofer. Give him a gain of about 6. Frohofer, excuse me. 6-yard gain sets up a 2nd down and 4. Clock winds with 1:40 to go.
Outstanding open field tackle. When you want to tackle somebody, especially in the open field, Ben, you want to pick them up by the ankles, drive them to the ground. That was an outstanding tackle. These two teams, as we said, are well coached.
Betters has shown he's got some moves too, and he's got a man open over the middle. Stash, and Neely had his hands up and almost pulled that down. Pass was intended for number 32, Nick Hatawa, on the play.
Looks like Hatawa got his hand fallen on when he hit the ground, but came right back up. 3rd down, let's see what Serra has in mind here. They may want to keep it on the ground here, Ben.
They've had a lot of success swinging out to Betters there on those little 6-7 yard passes. He's got a lot of moves. If it wasn't for that tackle earlier, he might have had a bigger gain. 2nd and 4. Stash rolls out to his left. He's got a man, and it's Zanowski again, that same play, and he's got a first down up to the 40-yard line. Clock will stop on the first down, 1:14, and it appears that Serra will use their first time out of the half.
Again, the field making a difference in between the hashes. Zanowski going down, pounding the ground in frustration on the play. Thought he could have had more. If he didn't slip, he might have been able to carry the tackler for a couple more yards.
For Zanowski, that's his third catch on that exact same play, probably up around 50 yards. But Serra's done a good job of balancing their offense, passes and runs. We've seen pass to the outside. We've seen the up over the middle plays. And also we've seen Jacobs run to the outside. So Serra, nice balanced offense.
Good thought by the offensive coordinators by both teams and the head coaches, mixing it up quite a deal. Different formations. Have a timeout on the field right now.
Yes.
Training staff for both teams bringing the water out on a humid, cool night. You can't ask for a better night for high school football, actually. Cooler than usual. And, of course, as you remember last year, Ben, we had some hot games.
Some wet games.
And some wet games into October where it was very hot, extremely hot summer last year. And we've had the reverse of it in the Mon Valley this year with all the rain and the cool weather.
Serra Catholic with 2 timeouts remaining. Frazier with 1. Serra's the ball in their own 40 with 1:14 to go. They're up by 1, 7-6 over Frazier. Twins to the right side, split backs behind Stash. He'll roll out to his right, and he's looking deep. Ball wobbles a little bit. It's hung up there, and it is incomplete as Betters was fighting with both number 37, Frohofer, and number 3 was back there as well. That was Brett Federer.
Good job by Betters. A good wide receiver coming out of the backfield or going downfield as a wide receiver. Comes back to the ball, and he did that there, Betters did. He almost came down with that one. Ball was thrown into double coverage.
He also made sure that he was playing defensive back at the same time, not allowing the interception.
It's like a good driver. You want to drive defensively. In that case, Betters acted defensively.
Betters was better on that play. Split backs, pro set for Stash. Straight drop back. Throws it over the middle, and that one is in and out of the hands of one of the Frazier defenders. Federer had a gift waiting for him there, and maybe the field again as we saw him fall, trying to make that interception, but that will set up a 3rd and 10 for the Eagles with a minute to go on the clock.
His right foot slid out from underneath him there, and almost an interception. Ball hit him right in the heel of the right hand. The right foot went out, and he was not able to hold the pass.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Serra just run the ball here, keep the clock going, make Frazier take their last time out if they want the ball back. You don't want to cause a turnover and get a cheap give up a cheap 6 points this late in the half.
1:01 to the half. Serra had 7-6.
Stash rolls out to his right. He's got a host of Frazier players in front of him, and that one is almost intercepted. That time looking for I'll try it again, Zanowski, and Craig Neely almost with the pickoff. 55 seconds to go in the first half, and Frazier's going to get the ball back.
Middle of the field is where the game's been played the last few minutes, and the right side of the field, the far side of the field, is being a little bit chewed up in the wet turf.
Player down for Serra, and I believe that is Stash, the quarterback, who took a pretty good shot as he let go of that football. Hopefully he's okay, and a nice show of sportsmanship. Both teams down on the knee. You never want to see this happen. Hopefully he'll be up and on the sidelines okay shortly. Coming up at half, we want to remind you, we'll see both the Frazier Marching Band, color guard, the whole 9 if you will, as well as the same from Serra Catholic.
I think Frazier was one of the bands that made it in for band camp this year. Those people make it for interesting mornings at Jefferson.
And according to the people that write this publication and the high school previews, both these teams have one of the best bands in their conferences.
It's always fun to watch the band, and Stash is up, and he's walking off under his own power.
Of course, Frazier in the Tri-County South in the A level. Finished 3-4 in conference last year, made the playoffs, losing to eventual champion Rochester. They have a shot to, again, get to that level. Serra can't go anywhere but up. 0-9 last year, still picked to finish last in the Eastern Conference, but 1-0 already this year after picking up a 6-0 win in the rain-shortened West Green game, as we had all kind of weather issues last week, and are up now.
Frazier really played well, Ben, toward the end of the season. And they have a chance to get to the playoffs as Serra's on the punt.
Betters will kick, and this is practically straight up in the air. It's the kind of bounce it takes, and it takes a Frazier bounce.
Get on it.
Still going backwards before it is finally downed by number 6, Jacobs, and a gross of 9 on that punt, Rich.
That was an artificial surface bounce, Ben, almost on a natural surface. That ball kicked straight back like a Phil Mickelson wedge shot.
So the ball is down to after that. That thing was a nice flop shot up in the air, if nothing else. Gary would be proud of that wedge.
There's nothing like opening up the wedge and hitting the flop shot.
Frazier will now take over into Eagle territory at the 48 with 46 seconds left to go and trailing by a point, 7-6. Play fake. Erdley steps up in the pocket and is finally collared down. Sacked by number 14, Rich Betters. That time maybe a little bit too much of a drop back. Stepping up, and there was alignment for the Eagles in his face.
Betters slinging him down like an old Oakland Raider player, like George Atkinson. Really slung him down.
Clock continuing to run, 20 seconds left. Frazier trailing 7-6. Looks like they may be content to run one more play and go into the locker room trailing by a point. Erdley back to throw. He's throwing the lob. He's got Kurkowski, who slipped and is in and out of the hands, actually right through the hands of number 33, Joe Veltri, but that time going for the home run, that deep fade down the right side.
I don't know if Erdley underthrew that ball and wanted the receiver to come back to the ball.
That's a play we see a lot of now, especially in the NFL with the taller receivers and the smaller D-backs. Time for one more play. Single second left on the game clock. It'll be a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 16. Ball at the Commodore 45.
Let's see if Erdley lets out the hose here. I'd go long.
Why not? Back deep to pass, and now he tried the left side. He's got Kurkowski again, but this time drifting too far to his left, and the first half will end at that. Your score after 24 minutes of football, the Serra Eagles 7, Frazier Commodore 6. We'll be back with some halftime right after this on CUTV.
If you want the best in sports coverage and the area's best food, there's only one place. Red Dogs! Start out with a laundry basket of wings, and then take a shot at the Jamaican jerk chicken, the Downriggers fish sandwich, or the double plate barbecue combo, my favorite. Red Dogs! For the best food, atmosphere, and sports, there's only one place that has it all. Red Dogs All-Star Clubhouse. If sports is your religion, this is your cathedral. Located in Rostraver Square next to Walmart.
Is this how you feel? Drowning in credit card debt? Suddenly, you're in over your head. Collectors constantly calling you at home. You watch your credit sink deeper and deeper. American Equity Mortgage knows a way out before it's too late. We guarantee to save you time and money. Let American Equity Mortgage give you a helping hand. Call now, 366-9999.
How does an ordinary shirt like this become an extraordinary shirt like this? It's Battellini's, the Mon Valley's largest volume screen printing and monogramming specialist. Whether your employees need uniforms or the football team needs shirts, Battellini's can do it all with their state-of-the-art computerized monogramming equipment. And if your group needs a fundraising idea, Battellini's also carries 30,000 different promotional items like pens, water bottles, glassware, and more. For your next screen printing and monogramming job, call the one that does it all. Battellini's.
It's rare to find a bank that works to save me money. But Market National City showed me that when I have my home equity loan payments deducted from my National City checking account, I'd actually lower my loan's interest rate. Mark's always worked hard for us, but that doesn't surprise me because the people of National City, they don't see me like this. They see something more important. I'm Robert Sanchez, and my bank is National City.
We're back at halftime. Serra leading Frazier 7-6. And what goes along with high school football, Rich? But a marching band. And now it's the 2003 Serra Catholic marching band. Bogart wouldn't hand to Bogart. Oh, I'd kill Bogart.
Good.
It's working.
Yeah.
Timing, voice, everything's good.
Yeah, you're
Just keep it up.
yeah, it's absolutely. Got to move around a little bit. I was sitting.
Let Zona Tours put you on the road to fun and excitement. We make traveling a breeze, and with charters to destinations like Mountaineer Park, Wheeling Downs, and even Atlantic City and Las Vegas, Zona Tours is the only name you need to know. Our big, beautiful motor coaches are spacious and comfortable, and we're family-owned and operated. Give us a call and we'll have a ball. Call Zona Tours at 1-800-833-4287. That's 1-800-833-4BUS.
South Point Automotive is always dealing. Today, get up to $6,000 minimum trade guaranteed on a sleek new Buick Rendezvous, a rugged new GMC Envoy, or a sporty new Pontiac Aztek. 0% financing up to 5 years is still around, or get $3,000 cash back at South Point Automotive. Check out our huge selection of certified pre-owned cars starting at $19.95. We'll get you financed. South Point Automotive in Brownsville. Why shop anywhere else?
QSP. There's only one place where you can find this sign of excellence, this sign of risk-free purchasing, this sign of quality select products. You'll find a QSP symbol on the best of the best brands at Highway Appliance and Television. Our on-site warehouse and service department are also here for your complete satisfaction.
Factory-trained technicians and customer service professionals. At Highway, there's more to saving money than just low prices.
Highway Appliance and Television, Route 88 in Dunleavy.
Back at Commodore Field.
You got Sean.
Frazier leads. Frazier behind at the half, 7-6 to Serra Catholic. That's
the moon?
A little bit. Half moon, would you call that, Ben?
I call that a white dot on black screen. That's what I call it.
Good shot. Here's the halftime stats rushing-wise for Serra, 78 yards on the ground. Frazier, 74. Passing almost even, running almost even. 72 passing for Serra, 81 for Frazier. 150 to 155 in total offense. Nearly even in first downs with Serra having the advantage. Each team has had a turnover, and this is one case where statistics do tell the truth.
Yes.
Ben.
Some of the individual stats for Frazier, Stephen Erdley, the quarterback, 3 of 11 passing for 91 yards, including a touchdown and an interception. Craig Neely, 16 carries, 69 yards. Number 88, that's Wayne Lawrence, the big tight end, 2 catches for 51 yards. And Brian Kurkowski, 1 catch, 35 yards for a touchdown. For Serra Catholic, quarterback Tim Stash, 6 of 13 for 71 yards. I'm really liking both quarterbacks in this game, Rich. David Jacobs, the running back, 7 carries, 47 yards. Rich Betters, the wide receiver, 3 catches, 21 yards. And number 34, Zanowski, 5 carries for 22 yards, 2 catches for 38 yards.
Both of these quarterbacks move well within the passing lanes. They have strong arms. And something uncommon, Ben, I think, among high school quarterbacks, especially at the A level in Pennsylvania, they throw extremely well against the grain. Something it's really not taught very much on the junior high or high school level, and is rarely done. And that's just a sign that you have a good arm strength, and you've been hitting the weights in the offseason. Your mechanics are great in throwing.
To start the second half, it will be Serra to receive, as the captains will come out for halftime, give us a chance again to preview some of the upcoming games on both CUTV and on VCS, both covering high school football throughout the year, as we send the Open the 16th season for the high school game of the week on CUTV. Next week, September 12th, Carmichael's at California. September 19th, it'll be California right back here at Frazier High School. September 26th, the live game on PCN, will be Greensburg-Salem visiting my hometown in Uniontown. October 3rd, Southmoreland at Charleroi. October 10th, Mount Pleasant at Bell Vernon. For WVCS tonight, they're covering Clarendon at California. Of course, by the time this airs, that will be insignificant. Adam Balk will still be knee-deep in his folder of statistics. Next week, September 12th, Yawk will be at Uniontown. September 19th, Waynesburg at Brownsville. September 26th, California at Monessen. October 3rd, Fox Chapel at Ringgold. All those games can be heard at 91.9 FM or this year on the internet at wvcs.cup.edu. 91.9 WVCS running on the internet 24/7. And Rich, something we'll be a part of First show will air this week. Check your local listings later in the week. The high school roundup featuring Adam Balk, Brian Herman of the Valley Independent, myself, you, and a whole bunch of high school football, video, statistics, and a lot of lively entertainment out of the mouths of the four of us.
It's always good to be with Brian, who does a great job writing for the paper, and it should be a very entertaining season. I think California Frazier, that could be a game that determines maybe postseason playoffs early in the season, who goes where. Also, I'm looking forward, hopefully, going to Ringgold, Joe Montana territory.
And this year, yourself, myself, Adam, Bob Mikowski, Dustin Devine, you'll hear all of us on either VCS CUTV or on the internet at wvcs.cup.edu.
Hopefully, Adam Balk is showing Bob Mikowski the ropes tonight as he makes his transition into announcing.
Sweating profusely as well. Frazier will kick off to start the second half, going left to right. Serra Catholic in their white jerseys with red helmets and maroon pants will receive, and this will be taken at the 15-yard line, up over the 20 to about the 24 was number 22 Devin Desmond before he's finally wrestled down, and the Eagles will start there to begin the second half.
Good penetration down the field by Frazier on the kickoff. Kelly made the tackle.
Both these teams have showed a lot of bend but not break on defense. We've seen the block punt that resulted in the touchdown for Serra, the big 30-yard pass from Erdley to Kurkowski for Frazier. See what the second half has in store. Stash over center, hands the ball off. Jacobs off the right side. Stiff arm pass Lawrence, cuts through a block. He's got the first down. Still on his feet over the 45. Out of bounds finally at the 46-yard line, where he's brought down by a host of Frazier tacklers, but a 20-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage of the second half by number 6, David Jacobs.
Good stiff arm on the play, almost breaking it. We said, we're talking at half, Ben, that I thought this game would break on a big play or a turnover, 7-6 game, and Jacobs with the big run. Maybe Serra can pull away here.
Serra's shown a little bit of that sugar huddle there. Come out with an I formation, receiver to each side behind quarterback Tim Stash. Very nice first half for him. Hands the ball off. Jacobs. Finally, some penetration in the backfield by Frazier. And it was number 77, freshman Brandon James, 6 foot, 208 pounds, grabbed the jersey and would not relinquish, forcing Jacobs down 4 yards in the backfield.
Looks like some of Frazier's jerseys, Ben, are a little bit out. You want to tuck those jerseys in because sometimes these high school players or any player is going to grab on anything. You want those jerseys as tight to the skin as you can get them.
Second down and call it 14 yards for the Eagles. 11 to go here in the third quarter, just underway. Jacobs gets the ball again. Good blocking up front, but Frazier collapses nicely. Gets maybe 2 yards, and they'll set up a third down and 12 for Serra Catholic.
It's a long 12 also.
That time we saw a little bit of blitzing out of Frazier. The linebackers came on one of those run blitzes, not going to the quarterback, but waiting to the handoff, then filling the lanes, and produces a shutdown of 2 yards there.
Good penetration by Frazier.
Serra still leading 7-6. 10 minutes, 25 seconds to go third quarter. Big third down play for the Eagles. 3rd and 11, ball at their own 44. Stash sends twin receivers to the right side. He has an offset eye behind him. Rolls out to that right side. He's got a man open. It's Betters who can't come down with it. Coverage on the play by 37 Fraunhofer, and it'll be a punt situation for the Eagles.
Usually you're told when you get your hands on the ball, you're supposed to catch it. That pass a little bit too tall for Betters, and I would expect Ben that Serra will punt here.
That was Jake Fraunhofer on the coverage. Fraunhofer, 5'6", 140, a senior. Punting will be Stash. Back deep will be number 3, Federer, and 28, Kurkowski. Nice punt here by Stash. Kurkowski at his 20. Fields it cleanly up over the 25. He's got some room to the left, and he's finally wrestled down. He fumbles the ball, and it appears that Serra's come up with it as Kurkowski really got handled there, and it will be Eagle football deep in the Commodore territory.
See who comes out of the bottom of the pile with it, Ben.
He took a nasty shot there, Rich. Number 31, Rico Coringa, coming up with the ball. Rocco Coringa.
Rico was suave on that play.
So now a big play for Serra, and that might be the play you're talking about. Both big play and turnover.
Serra needs to cash this one in here, and sometimes in a game like this you feel it's either going to turn in on a big play or a turnover.
Stash under center, gives it the first man through. This is number 31 on the carry, and that is Coringa again, picking up maybe a yard or two, sets up a second down and a long 8. But Rich, I'm thinking the way this game has gone, another score either way might decide the ball game.
I kind of thought between 14 and 21 points would decide this game, Ben, and maybe Serra scores here. They could put the game away. It's still a long way to go. This game is far from being over.
2nd and 8. Ball placed at the Frazier 26-yard line. Stash. Handoff left side. This is Jacobs. He's got a little bit of room up over the 20 and is finally wrestled down near the 10-yard line. Coming in on the stop for Frazier was number 3, and that was Brett Ferderer, but not before a first down for Serra Catholic.
Nose of the ball looks like it'll be just outside the 10-yard line. Actually, it's going to be closer to the 13, I believe.
Federer on the stop, but he was about the 6th Frazier player attempting the tackle there. Jacob doing a good job of getting through those arm tackles. 9:13 to go. Ball at the 12-yard line. Twins right, offset eye behind Stash. This will be Jacobs. He'll go the right side this time. Trying to string it out. Trying to get to the corner, but a nice open field tackle made. And I'll try this one more time by Frohofer, number 37. I didn't get yelled at this time, so.
Jacobs almost had the chance to bounce that in on the initial hole early, Ben, to the right. Elected to go outside. Again, excellent stringing out of the play by the Frazier defense.
Wide receivers doing a tremendous job of blocking again. Ball at the 6, 2nd down and 5. 5 yards for Jacobs. We saw that play last time they were down here, Rich. Offset eye, Twins to the left, far side of the field. Stash over center, and this is the toss to the left side, and Jacobs, they read it this time. It was number 5, Ryan Keebler, the first one on the tackle, along with number 23, Justin Mahausen on the stop, and a player is down. That time, Frazier anticipating that, as you called it, the student body play, sending all blockers to one side of the field.
Looks like Jacobs might have had a cramp. He came up like he was feeling something, maybe in the back of the hamstring. But he's walking off the field. A couple young ladies, the trainers behind him.
Keebler deep in the backfield, getting good penetration for the Commodores. Keebler, nice size linebacker as well, 6'4", 200 pounds, only a junior. They appear to be working on his leg, and I think you're right about the cramp, Rich.
Might be a calf now. Left side.
3rd and 10. And a flag is down. This might be a delay, Rich. Number 21, Jordan Cleary, has replaced Jacobs in the backfield.
The way Serra is reacting, I think they know they were a little slow in coming to the line, Ben.
They didn't have that alacrity, did they, Rich?
Dead ball foul. False start by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Too much alacrity, perhaps.
Maybe, yes.
And now that might just have pushed Serra out of prime scoring position. 3rd and down and 15. Ball now at the 18 of Frazier. Cleary in the backfield behind Stash. Little option handoff. Rolls to the right and throws this one too low. Pass was intended for number 32 on the play, and that was Nick Hatala. And that'll set up a 4th down, a big decision for the Serra coach.
Interesting formation by Serra there. They had 2 men out to the wing and the right. They also were split wide on the line, not toe-to-toe or side-by-side. And they're going to go for it, but now they're going to kick the field goal, Ben.
It'll be Tim Stash on to attempt the field goal, and this will be about 34 yards. And this is something you don't see a lot in high school ball, especially from this distance. Soccer-style kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. It's high enough. And hits the crossbar and out. A nice-looking kick, but it comes just inches short for Serra.
Looked to me like, Ben, the ball hit the crook of the right upright and the crossbar. In different kind of goalpost here. You used to see this back in the way back in the 70s, 80s, a little bit wider goalpost than you're used to. And that ball just hit right dead on the corner in between the upright and the post.
Well, that 5-yard penalty costing Serra there, as now Frazier will take over at their own 18, and Frazier will look to take advantage of the missed field goal. Erdley hands the ball off. Neely trying to get the outside, but a nice tackle on the play made by number 33, Joe Veltri, upending the senior after only a minimal gain. Second down, and you might as well call it 10, Rich.
Good pursuit on the play by Serra. Also coming up on the play was number 7, Bill Pfeiffer. And that's not the first time we've called Mr. Pfeiffer's name tonight. Good pursuit by Serra.
I'm still impressed on the field goal. Nice leg out of Stash. Also does the punting, and we've seen him do a good job at that. I formation. Lawrence crouches into the I bone. Third man through is Neely. Powers over a couple players and still on his feet. Down near the sticks. Give him about 9 yards, and we'll see how close he is to a first down. And indeed, that is enough for a new set of downs.
Nose of the ball just beyond the far stick. And Neely, again, Ben, as we said, runs hard, runs conscientiously.
That time a tough 9 yards. Neely had 69 in the first half, and he's well on his way to his 100. 6:46 to go, third quarter. Ball at the 32 of Frazier. I formation. This is Neely right up the gut, and he's got a huge hole up over midfield, down into Serra territory at the 46. But Rich, yellow hanky down in the corner of the field.
And this one may well come back. This is going to be either procedure or
motion. I could see Kurkowski at the line of scrimmage, set at the flanker position, checking with the referee. He might not have been set.
Illegal forward motion at the snap by the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
And that negates about a 23-yard run by Craig Neely.
I think that run might have put him over 100, better close to it, but it was nullified. And again, Frazier, it seems when they try to break loose, Ben, they seem to have the penalty, and it got them here.
It hasn't been the holding or the personal fouls. It's been the 5-yard procedure or motion penalties that's really cost them, as what was in Serra territory now backed up to their own 27 with 6:35 to go. Erdley, play fake, nice job, rolling to his right, looking for somewhere to throw, throws it against the body and nearly into the hands of number 41, Mitch Sapolio, the intended receiver.
Erdley's got to throw that ball where nobody else could get it, Ben. That was just too dangerous to throw. He should have thrown that ball away.
He's got a nice arm, though. Good, strong arm. Nice tight spiral there. But again, rolling out to his right, a left-handed quarterback. That is the wide side of the field in this situation. See if they try to get him a little bit more rollouts to his left. Sets up a second down and 15, 6:24 to go. Frazier trails by 1, 7-6, the Eagles of Serra lead. I formation. Erdley, another play fake, and he's got a man wide open. This is Keebler out of the backfield. Up over the 40, gets a great block downfield. Keebler well on his way, 25. Down inside the 10, 5, touchdown Ryan Keebler. But what a block down at the 50-yard line. I'm trying to see who it was. I think it was number 60, Rich. Sean Bavuso, who just laid out 2 of the Serra Catholic players springing Ryan Keebler.
I think it was Bavuso. Here's that big play we talked about, Ben. And credit Frazier for coming back off the penalty, losing the first down.
73 yards on the touchdown pass from Erdley to Keebler. A great play fake, a great block, setting the whole thing up, and a great play by Frazier. They're going to take a timeout, I think, deciding if they want to go for the 1 or the 2. Right now they are up by 5, 12-7. And Rich, you said the big play down the sidelines.
Big play, Bavuso taking out the 2 Serra players. And after that, it was all speed.
I wish we had a replay there. You said it earlier in the game. A key block, the run that results from it is just as much the blocker's run as it is the man who ran the ball himself. Bavuso's the one who sprung him, and Keebler showing some good speed down the sidelines. Nice size back, 6'4", 200 pounds, only a junior. Nice long touchdown pass there.
Execution of the fundamentals has been a big part of this game. The good block, and I've always felt that way. That was the way we were all taught. If you make a good block, guy goes for a touchdown or springs it for 20, 30 yards, you're just as much as making the play as the man who ran that length of the field. And both of these teams have done an excellent job fundamentally, and very few penalties in the game also, Ben.
Erdley only had 61 yards passing last week, well over 160 tonight, putting on a clinic.
It was the out pattern again, Ben. Strong arm from Erdley.
And the play fake freezing the linebackers, allowing Keebler to get to the outside. And Frazier will go for 2. So I will use the monitor this time.
This is one of those rare cases when we use the monitor other than replays, Ben.
It'll be an I formation behind Erdley. Keebler in front of Neely. And the give is to Neely. Second man through, powering through the right side into the end zone for the conversion. We see Erdley pumping the fist. And right now Frazier and all their fans really into this game as Frazier builds their lead 14-7, 6:08 to go here in the third quarter.
You're not going to bring down the 5'10", 220-pound back, Ben, with an arm tackle. He just shedded that arm tackle and made it look easy and strutted into the end zone.
And I think Coach Wilson has finally said, heck with getting him outside, put him between the tackles, and let him use his size to get over the linebackers of the Eagles.
And how can you go wrong with a name like Larry Wilson? Of course, Larry Wilson, not in this case, the great St. Louis Cardinal defensive back.
Now Frazier takes their first lead of the game at 14-7. And Serra, who's pretty much had their way out there, driving up and down the field. A turnover here. We saw a missed field goal. They've had the chances, and it's Frazier who, deep in their own end after a penalty, converts on a 73-yard pass. I mean, the fumble at the goal line we saw, Rich, that was an easy 6. The missed field goal had 3 there. They missed another field goal earlier in the game.
And right now, Ben, at the beginning of the game, they missed the field goal. Mm-hmm. And right now, Serra looks a little shell-shocked.
Well, they've had control of the game. We don't have the time and possession stats, but I do believe Serra's probably had the ball more. Right now, Neely will get set to kick off back deep for Serra Catholic. Will be number 22. That is Devin Desmond, along with number 14, Rich Betters. Desmond, a senior, Betters, a junior. Desmond very quick. Smallish player at 5'11", 150, but got some wheels behind him. Neely, low liner. This will be Desmond fielding it, not cleanly, picks it up at the 15, cuts towards the middle of the field, and a big stick on the play by 88 Wayne Lawns, and that will cause some talk over the football there, Rich.
Good hit. That was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Lawns didn't lead with the helmet, which you see a lot in football anymore, but that was a helmet-to-helmet hit, Ben.
I think Devin Desmond might have thought better of cutting back towards the middle when he saw 4 red jerseys there, led by number 88, the junior Wayne Lawns, all 6 foot, 173 pounds of him.
Lawns is a very solid player at both sides of the ball and on special teams. He's extremely quick and strong.
See what the Eagles do this time. Stash right to Jacobs over the right side, trying to string it out. And a good open field tackle that time made by number 36, Frohofer. But a flag is down in Fraunhofer.
A good German name, Ben, a good German name.
I think I've called him 19 different things tonight. And this will be a face mask against Fraunhofer. This will be the 5-yard variety. So it was no gain, will end up being a 1st and 5. Jacobs has done a good job tonight, Rich.
Inadvertent grasping of the opponent's face mask by the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Remains first down.
I was saying Jacobs has done a good job of really stringing those runs out, biding his time and trying to set up some blocks on the outside.
Pursuit by Frazier has been excellent in the boundaries tonight.
And that is a new quarterback for Serra Catholic. In is number 7, Bill Pfeiffer at quarterback, but a flag is down.
And I believe this will go against Serra.
I'm not sure. I think, as I recall now, Stash took a heck of a block during that touchdown run by Keebler. He might have had his bell rung a little bit, as he is down on the ground on the sideline.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I apologize to Mr. Referee for talking over him. He obviously didn't get the cue from the truck.
Looks like there's a little bit of question in the minds of Serra right now.
Pfeiffer over center. He's still got Jacobs dotting the I. Little mishandle on the snap, but Jacobs gets the ball, but a good tackle on the play made, led by number 5, Ryan Keebler, as the 5 yards on the face mask goes back on the procedure. Now we'll have a 2nd and 9.
Just getting beyond the initial stick.
5:20 left to go here in the third quarter from Frazier's field. Frazier has come from behind now to take the lead at 14-7 off the big 73-yard touchdown pass from Stephen Erdley to Ryan Keebler, as Serra looks to march back up the field. Deep in their own end at their own 21. 2nd and 9. Pfeiffer hands it off. Jacobs is met by a wall of red jerseys and is driven back. First man on the tackle was number 77, Brandon James, and the freshman has played extremely well shutting that middle down.
Came through the one hole there by the center and the guard. Excellent play, just right through the gap.
One of only 2 freshmen on this team. We talked earlier, Rich, this team not have the depth that a lot of teams do. Only 3 sophomores on the roster, only 2 freshmen. Very junior heavy. Hopefully this team will be able to bring up some younger players through the ranks.
And Coach Wilson is counting on those juniors this year, Ben. Ball's loose.
And that's the second time we've seen some mishandling between center and quarterback. The exchange, the most basic play in football, can also be the most costly, as we saw there. And the no gain on the play, as Serra fell on, will set up a 3rd down and now 11.
You can see a little bit of glistening on the monitor here, Ben, of the grass, and that part of the field is getting slick. It's also getting a little muddy and a little bit torn up.
My mistake on the play is now 4th down for Serra's. They'll be forced to punt, and a score here by Frazier could spell the end for Serra. It'll be Betters on to punt. Kurkowski, as well as number 3, Federer, back deep to receive. Good snap and a nice high spiraling kick towards the sideline. Federer's going to let it bounce. It takes a Commodore bounce and will finally be down at the Serra 46-yard line. So a punt of around 25 yards there, but Frazier with excellent field position. A flag is down, however. It'll be a procedure against Serra, and I'll be surprised they don't take the kick here.
I would take the ball here.
Exactly. You never know, Rich. Bad punt, get even better field position.
Illegal formation, not on the line of scrimmage by the kicking team. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
So Frazier does decline the penalty. Rich, as always, right on top of things.
They got a very favorable spot here also.
Ball will be placed on the Eagle 47. 3:25 left to go, third quarter. Frazier up by 7, 14-7. I formation, 2 tight end set behind Erdley. Give the ball to Neely, right side, and that's been there for the past several plays. He powers over a couple defenders, picking up 7 yards and a 2nd and short coming up for Frazier.
And Frazier's been able to establish that right side as the game has gone on. They've tried to do it since the early stages of the game, and now it's opening up, and Serra may be getting a little tired defensively.
We've seen it with the Steelers for a year with Jerome Bettis, getting those 1, 2, 3-yard gains early in the game. You come to the 3rd or 4th quarter, those 3-yard gains become 12 and 15. Erdley handed off to Neely again, this time right up the middle, gets stood up near the sticks, and we'll see where the forward progress is marked. It'll be very close to a 1st down.
I wouldn't be surprised if Neely got the ball on like 5 of the next 7 plays if it goes that far. This is where a power back makes his money and gains his yards late in the game, and they're not going to bring him down with arm tackles.
It is short of a 1st down, 3rd and less than a yard. Ball placed on the Eagle 37-yard line. Big play here for the Commodores. And the whistle blows. And a timeout, perhaps?
I think this might be an equipment problem, Dan.
No, I think one of the Serra players is actually shaken up on the play and might have got a cramp. This will be a good time to thank our sponsors again. Tonight's game on CUTV is brought to you by the Perryopolis Football Booster Club, proud supporters of Commodore football. The Perryopolis Football Boosters are proud supporters of Frazier High School football. The club wishes the Commodore players, staff, and coaches the best of luck this season. When attending a football game, support the projects of the club. The Perryopolis Football Booster Club says, "Go Commodores" in 2003. Also like to thank Fox's Pizza in Perryopolis. With daily specials, call 736-4060. While watching this replay of Commodore football, why not order a fresh, hot, and delicious Fox's Pizza from Fox's Pizza in Perryopolis. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 to 11, Saturday 11 to 12, and Sunday 3 to 11. Fox's Pizza is just a phone call away, 724-736-4060. Big third down here for Frazier. That's fun.
Give it to Neely.
They hear you, Rich. Oh, and he just runs over a couple players for Serra Catholic. And who's hurting there, Rich? And I believe that's 33.
It is.
And the PA announcer had it right coming out of the bottom of the pile is correct. 33, Veltri just got run over as Neely picks up the first down.
That is called lowering your shoulder in the player.
It's very effective when you're 240 pounds.
Yes.
Reminds me a lot of a more I'll finish the statement in a minute. Pro set behind Erdley. And this is Keebler will get about 3 yards. One of the other big backs in the Class A is Ernest Williams out of Monessen. He gets a lot more print because Monessen pretty much have established himself as one of the powers in Tri-County South, but Neely is just as good, if not better, than Ernest Williams is. Both of those guys are quality backs.
I would concur with that. Williams is a good back. And, of course, Monessen has had a good program the last few years. Frazier kind of on the way up. They made the playoffs last year. They're looking to go farther this year. And you're going to hear a lot out of this young man. He might be on his way to a 1,000-yard season.
Frazier called timeout on the play, Rich. So we'll take another break here with 1:21 left to go here in the third quarter. Didn't see that timeout signal until I saw the trainers come out. 14-7, the Commodores lead. Following this game, conference season start for both these teams. Frazier will travel to Monessen next week, and that should be a good game. California comes into Frazier Field the following week, and then they go to Jeff Morgan, team we'll see on the VCS side.
Frazier with a meaningful and important third game of the season against the Greyhounds at Monessen.
And in the Tri-County South, they got in the playoffs at 3-4 last year. So a win here and string a couple victories together early on, you're well on your way. 2nd down and 6 from the 31. Erdley over center. Lawrence crouches into that lead blocker position. Here comes Neely, still on his feet on the right side. He's got one man to beat. Down inside the 5 and a touchdown. Craig Neely. 20-7, Frazier leads.
Running hard, not running fast. There's a big difference. He showed it again there.
And he just eliminated that last would-be tackler coming out of the secondary. I didn't catch a number. I'm not sure if Neely did either as he ran right over him into the end zone. Big touchdown for Neely, his 2nd of the year. See if Frazier decides to go to 2 here, 4-2 here with 1:13 left to go here in the third quarter. And they will go for 2. I formation. Kurkowski split all the way to the left side. Lawrence crouches into that Maryland I. And Neely, why not, gets the ball again, trying to power through and still on his feet. And gets in, no signal, yes. The 2-point conversion completed. And Rich, that was a tough 2 yards. Craig Neely pounded out there.
That is as tough as a 2-yard run you ever seen. Coach Wilson said during the offseason, Ben, this team went in the weight room, they went into summer practice, and then they hit the field. And I'll tell you, I would not want to tackle Neely. He is about all muscle as all muscle could be. No body fat on that young man.
22-7, Frazier leads. And I read something that Coach Wilson said. When you only have 25 players, you know that those 25 players want to be there. And they're showing it out on the field tonight. One of the smaller squads, we've mentioned that all night, but showing a lot of heart out there as they now have come back from a big deficit to lead 22-7. Big deficit of 7, that's big in my book. 22-7 with 1:33 left to go here in the third quarter.
There's about 17 underclassmen, I want to say, on this team, Ben. And imagine what this team's going to be like next year. And then later in the season this year, they're just going to continue to improve, I think.
Well, the problem Frazier's had for a lot of years, and I think I'm correct in saying this, is they did not have a youth football program in this area. And now with the program being reinstated, bring up a lot more talent, a lot more preparation when they're in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And that, of course, will translate into success on the field once they get to high school.
I think it's also a sign of the times here in the Valley, Ben. You're seeing a lot of the families moving away. The steel mills have shut down. The economy is not good. And those youth programs are going to dry up when times are like this. And it's unfortunate. And they have to learn sometime. You learn by doing. And this team has to learn at this late level, and it's unfortunate.
Craig Neely does everything else, so he's going to kick off now. Back deep for Serra will be number, is that 10? Yes, that's 10. Chuck Osler, we haven't seen back there for a while, as well as 14 Rich Betters. Imagine Neely coming down on a kick return.
I wouldn't want to be in front of him.
Nah. I mean, even covering the kick.
Look how solid he is.
Low liner squibs it. Takes a while to get there. This will be Betters fielding it at the 20. Cuts through, still trying to knife his way through the middle, and is finally brought down around the 33-yard line. Tackle on the play made by number 3. That's Brett Federer. And Serra will start there with just a little bit of time. 1:06 left to go here in the third quarter.
For as little room as Betters had, Ben, he really moved well. 22-7 late in the third. Frazier ahead.
Ben Slazak, Rich Bogart here. First game of the year on CUTV. Every week during the high school season, we'll bring you the best in Mon Valley football on CUTV. Check your local listings for game and time. Stash back in at quarterback after having his bell rung on a block. Hands the ball off to Jacobs, and again, it's Brandon James, number 77, the freshman, standing up David Jacobs as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Set up 2nd and long for the Eagles.
A lot of these freshmen for the Frazier team, Coach Wilson talking about them in the local papers, Ben, he's very impressed. He's got several that are very good, and they have made this roster, and they are going to play a lot.
And that's about the 3rd or 4th time we've mentioned James. Only a freshman at 6'2", 208. He's got 3 years ahead of him. Could be a real force on the defensive line.
He's got a lot of time for a growth spurt and a weight spurt. He'll probably wind up at 6'2", 220 or better.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10, ball at the 33 of Serra. Jacobs dots the I. Stash back to pass. Looking, he's got Betters on the right side. Makes the catch, but on his knees will only get about 4 yards. And now bring up a 3rd down and 6, and a very critical play for Serra, but with 10 seconds left, that should do it for the third quarter.
Good out pattern there. Ball was a little short, and the knee hit the ground, and once that happens, you're down, and that's the end of the quarter, Ben.
75% of the way home, 12 minutes to go. It's Frazier 22, Serra 7. We'll be back with the conclusion of this game. It's the high school football game of the week on CUTV.
Is this how you feel? Drowning in credit card debt? Suddenly, you're in over your head. Collectors constantly calling you at home. You watch your credit sink deeper and deeper. American Equity Mortgage knows a way out before it's too late. We guarantee to save you time and money. Let American Equity Mortgage give you a helping hand. Call now, 366-9999.
It's rare to find a bank that works to save me money. But Mark at National City showed me that when I have my home equity loan payments deducted from my National City checking account, I'd actually lower my loan's interest rate. Mark's always worked hard for us, but that doesn't surprise me because the people of National City, they don't see me like this. They see something more important. I'm Robert Sanchez, and my bank is National City.
Back to Frazier Field, beginning of the fourth quarter. The Commodores lead 22-7, and Serra Catholic facing a critical 3rd and 5. It's Stash rolling out, throwing, and it's incomplete, and he'll set up a 4th down. Stash felt the heat there. Number 41, Mitch Sapolio in pursuit, sets up the 4th down for the Eagles.
Derek Staley also had good penetration. Good penetration from the left side of the line.
Sets up a punt situation for Serra Catholic. Kurkowski looks like he'll be back to receive. along with number 3, Brett Federer. Stash, a pretty good kicker. We've seen him throw a couple bullets down there, but also the 12-yard lob wedge.
High snap.
And this one isn't one of the best ones. Rich, heads up.
Ooh, into the crowd.
Poor punt off the side of the foot that time, but a flag is down. And a flag is down. We might have a roughing or running the kicker here. I didn't see it, Rich.
High snap on the play. Well,
as they talk,
I believe you are correct, Ben.
The punt only went about 9 yards. It is a running in the kicker. See if it's the 5 or the 15 here, Rich. You might have to measure for the sticks. They're trying to get the spot here. It was 2nd and 5, or excuse me, it was 4th and 5 on the scoreboard, but it was close to the markers. But you can't afford that at this point in the game, given a penalty like that when you're trying to protect the lead.
Got to continue to put pressure on the team, and unfortunately, Serra might have another opportunity here, and Frazier missed a chance to put the game away.
Referee talking it over with Coach Jeff Barlock on the sidelines. And here we go.
Running into the kicker by the receiving team. 5-yard penalty from previous spot. Remains 4th down.
It will be a 4th down and close to a yard.
They're going to go for it, Ben, and I don't blame them.
Well, down by, we got 15 points with just beginning the 4th quarter. You got to establish something here.
About a yard and a half.
I'm looking David Jacobs the whole way right now, Rich. That is obvious, not the consensus pick. Stash over center. He's got an I formation, receivers each side. He's going for the sneak, and he might have it. Looks like he did.
Second effort, maybe.
Good call, Rich. Second effort, he did get the first down.
Looked like they intended to go left all the way, and it is a first down for Serra Catholic Eagles.
And we've seen several times penalties really shape how this game is going. That time, what would have been Frazier's ball in pretty good field position, allowing them to run a lot of time, now results in a first down for Serra Catholic.
There haven't been a plethora of penalties in this game, Ben, but the ones that have occurred have been quite costly.
Stash was shaken up on the play. The referee stopped the clock, which means he'll have to come out, and number 7, Bill Pfeiffer, will have to come in. Pfeiffer, a senior, 6'2", 205. Rule is if the ref stops the clock for you, you got to come out for at least one play. So he'll come to the line, I formation, receivers to each side. Ball placed at the 45 of Serra. Long cadence here. He'll get the ball. He'll hand it to Jacobs. Dicing through the left side, knifing his way up to midfield, and he'll be stopped there after about a 4-yard gain. Call it 2nd and 5 with 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Nose of the ball almost touching the 50, and they're going to re-spot it. And they're going to get a favorable spot here, I believe.
Following tonight's game, Serra Catholic will open their conference schedule at home against Wilkinsburg, on the road against Clarendon, and then home against Springdale. Again, out of the Single A Eastern Conference. Around the McKeesport area. Now Pfeiffer still in over at center. Twin receivers to his right. He'll be back to pass, and he's in trouble and nearly throws it right to Ryan Keebler. He looked a little shocked as he turned around and saw some red in front of him.
That looked like a broken play, Ben. Somebody out of the backfield, I think, was trying to, or was supposed to pick up the blitzer there and didn't do the job. That had to be a broken play the way he reacted.
Pfeiffer looks at Stash as he comes in and goes, you try now. So that brings up a 3rd and 5, ball at midfield. Stash back in at quarterback. He'll have receivers to each side and split backs towards the right side. He's back to throw. Looks off several options, finally finds a man, and a nice catch in traffic made by number 14, Rich Betters. Coverage on the play by Krakowski, but Betters took a good shot from each side, and he's down.
Betters kind of pulled up, Ben, before he caught the ball like he had a problem with his right calf. Either that's a cramp, and if it's not a cramp, it might be a pull. He really pulled up. Excellent play, though.
And again, Rich, we talk about the humidity and the heat. Cramping can happen And a night like tonight, again, the sportsmanship, both teams down on the knees. Nice sign, and it appears that it is just that, a calf problem.
Working on his lower right leg.
He's still having problems. Again, we want to preview our next week's games for CUTV. September 12th, Carmichael's at California. September 19th, California at Frazier. And the live game on PCN is September 26th, Greensburg-Salem at Uniontown. Go down the schedule, Southmoreland at Charleroi, Mount Pleasant, Bell Vernon. October 17th, Elizabeth Forward at Brownsville. October 24th, we close out the regular season with Hempfield at Connellsville. And October 31st, the playoffs begin on Halloween night.
Halloween game, and I wonder if we'll be allowed to dress up for Halloween, Ben. Some of us might not have to, but
the Baldestrator might be there.
The Baldestrator, yes. The Baldestrator may have to come out for Halloween.
WVCS, also your home for high school football in the Mon Valley. Next week, September 12th, Yock at Uniontown. I get to go home for one. September 19th, Waynesburg at Brownsville. September 26th, California at Monessen. October 3rd, Fox Chapel at Ringgold. October 10th, California at Jeff Morgan. October 17th, a nice game, Bell Vernon at Uniontown. And to close the season, October 24th, Bentworth at Best Center. Some quality football games. You got your Quad A games, your Triple A games, Double A, all throughout the conferences and the various divisions in southwestern PA.
How much you think we'll be riding on that BVA Uniontown game? Boy, that'll be a game. That should be a game.
Betters comes off the field in his own power. Good to see him walk that off. 1st and 10 from the 41 for Serra. Stash avoiding the rush, looking to get the ball downfield, but he is not going to make it as he stood up near the line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play made by number 33 for Frazier. No gain, actually a loss of a yard on the play. I'll bring up a 2nd down and 11. Either misidentified the number, he's not on the roster.
There's no 33 on our roster, Ben.
It might have been 23 Mahausen, so we'll give him credit for that.
He was not sucked in by the pump fake, though, on that play.
Twin receivers right, Stash back to pass. They air it out, and just a little too high and nearly picked off. Pass was intended for number 9, Mike Rosansky, and number 3, Federer, slipping again on this wet field. Had what could have been a sure interception.
You can tell the field's getting slick. Some dew forming, and the game has been generally played
this end of the field.
On this end of the field, the far end.
9:37 to go here in the ball game. Frazier leads Serra 22-7. Big 3rd down for the Eagles. 3rd and 11 from the 42. Twins to the right side, offset eye. Stash rolls to his right. Has to get rid of it, and he's got a man just out of the reach of number 22, and that was Devin Desmond. Good coverage on the play by Krukowski all over the senior receiver. 4th down and a decision here, Rich, for Coach Barlock.
I would go. You got to go here. 9:32 to the end of regulation. And I would imagine Coach Barlock has his hands tied. He has to go for it, Ben.
And indeed, that is the case. Stash, all kind of movement. They'll go twins to the right side, offset eye. Stash rolls to the right. Here comes the blitz. Keebler avoids him, tripped up. No, he's still on his feet, and is finally brought down after about a 6-yard gain by number 88, Wayne Lawrence. 6 yards, not enough, Rich. They'll turn it over on downs to the Frazier Commodores.
Excellent tackle by Lawrence, Ben. Around the ankles, out in space, as Joe Theismann would say. Lawrence has played a good game on both sides of the ball.
Indeed, Rich, you said it. A lot of good two-way play from both these players for Frazier and for Serra Catholic as well. Now Frazier will look to milk some time off that clock, up by 15, 22-7, 9:23 to go. Rich, we've seen Frazier come from behind tonight. Something the press box let me know is in the past year, the last week, tonight, and going back to last year, they were behind to start every game. Keebler gets the handoff. Nice move around midfield, tucks the ball to protect it as he's into Serra territory at the 44-yard line. And after a dose of Neely on the last possession, this time it's Ryan Keebler getting the call, and he picks up around 25 yards for a 1st down for the Commodores.
So Keebler breaks loose for the first time in the game. well-built player also. This team has definitely been in the weight room in the offseason. Credit to the coaching staff and the players. Good dedication.
Keebler up around 40 yards for the game. It'll be Keebler and Neely. I formation behind Erdley. And this is Neely. Big hole up the middle. Up over the 30. Still on his feet. Down to the 25-yard line. And that time 20 yards for Neely. And that's got to put him over 100 for the game. Right?
Oh, he's well over 100 now, Ben. Well over 100.
So he's got 138 now, if my math is correct. So a big day for Craig Neely. Eclipsing what he had last week against Cornell.
Again, the arm tackles by Serra, and you can tell, Ben, they have the hands on the hips. Some of them are bent over, and they are pretty well spent. And I wouldn't be surprised if Frazier punched this one in.
Think a score here from Frazier would seal the deal, Rich. Erdley over center. First man through is Keebler, and he's got a lot of room off right guard. Lowers the shoulder deep into Eagle territory inside the 10. Down to about the 3-yard line, and Frazier knocking on the door again with only 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And some more cramping problems. This time it's number 5, Keebler.
This looks like a stomach cramp.
Nonetheless, a cramp.
Looks like he's got a problem with the knee, Ben.
Know all about those. Looks like he'll be all right. But Frazier, nice 1-2 punch in the backfield with Neely and Keebler. Both have size. We've talked Neely 220, Keebler 200. Then you got Erdley with a cannon for the left arm. And Lawrence has played a great two-way game, as you said. For Serra, it just might be a situation where they just did not capitalize, giving away, 13 points already on turnovers and missed kicks. And that spelled the end for them there.
The 13 points, you don't know how a game is going to come out in the outcome when you lose that many points. 2 on kicks, 1 by fumbling near the goal line. And that could have turned the game around and made it a lot closer than the score would indicate.
I misidentified the spot. It's first and goal from about the 9-yard line. Erdley, I formation, gives it to Neely. Little counter play. Left side, fighting through some arm tackles, but has finally succumbed to about 6 Serra Eagle tacklers, led by number 31, Rocco Karinga. Loss of about a yard, sets up second and goal.
Karinga has played well in the second half as his third tackle. Good pursuit by Serra, and Karinga and his gang of 6, Ben, strung that play out excellently.
Something different that time from Frazier. Instead of the straight-ahead runs, a little bit of a trap play there, trying to get Neely to the wide side of the field. I say put him between the tackles and just let him lower his head.
You're going to see the old dive right here, and it should pop open if they get the hole for Neely.
I formation, 2 tight ends set. Receiver far right is Kurkowski. Neely, play fake. He's wide open in the end zone, and 6 points. Ryan Keebler, his second touchdown reception of the game. And that should just about do it for the Eagles, as Frazier now leads by a score of 28-7.
Little flag pattern out of the backfield. He also had Lawrence in the back of the end zone on the right, Ben. Keebler hauls this one in. And Serra has quite a score now to look up at, 28-7. See if they go for 1 or 2 here.
That was the exact same play they ran on the long touchdown pass to Keebler. Only had 10 yards to work with, but we could hear about 9 people scream. He's wide open. And Keebler's second touchdown reception, Erdley's second touchdown pass, and the big lead of 21 now for the Commodores. Neely on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, and it is blocked again. This time it's Stash coming from the left side, getting his hand on it. And if there's been one downside for Frazier tonight, it has been the special teams play.
They need to work on their outside corner on the right side. They seem to be coming from Ben, or the left side of the defensive line. And if there's something to be worked on next week for Coach Larry Wilson, you might want to take a little bit longer look at the special teams. That's usually something you do on Thursday of a practice week. You devote most of the initial part of your practice to special teams. And I would be concerned about that. Other than that, this game was much closer than it is right now. The score kind of not telling the whole story. Very well played game.
Oh, you said it, Rich. 28-7. Frazier leads 7:23 to go fourth quarter. But that first half, it seemed like it was all Serra Catholic. But they had the opportunity after opportunity, couldn't capitalize. But since halftime, it's been all Frazier, all Neely. and Ryan Keebler with those touchdown receptions. It seems like Serra might have tired themselves out in the
agree
first
with
half.
that. You can tell that defense, about 5 or 6 of the players, once they got inside the 30, Ben, were pretty much crouched over or down on their knees, and they just pretty much ran out of gas. It's very humid here. We've had the wet weather
I'm tired.
this week.
I'm a little winded up here right now.
We're old. That's our problem.
Oh, that could be it too. Neely will kick off. Back deep for the Eagles will be number 10, Osler, and number 32, that is Nick Hatawa. Excuse me, that's 33, Devin Desmond. Neely set to kick off from the 40. It's like he's waiting for the dramatic pause from the band there. Did you notice that?
Both bands did an excellent job tonight also.
Kickoff goes over the head of 32. Excuse me, of 33. I lose my place for him. Veltri into the end zone, touchback. Touchback in high school football, something you don't see much of.
Veltri should have chased that ball, I think, because that ball did not go very much farther beyond the end line. That ball was almost live.
It was a line drive kick, and all you do is take a half a step back, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 from the 20 for Serra Catholic as they trail by 21 with 7 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the ball game. Tim Stash, a quarterback. He's got receivers to each side in I formation, gives the ball to Jacobs, tries the left side, but Jacobs has found less and less room each time he's carried the ball. Gets maybe 2 there, set up a 2nd and 8 for Serra Catholic. Mahalson on the stop for the Commodores.
I think Serra is just flat, ran out of gas, Ben. It's kind of slow to the line. No peppiness.
They'll send twin receivers right, I formation behind Stash. On the 1 count, little play fake, rolls out to his right. He's got a man open, a little bit of an underthrow and almost intercepted by number 3, Brett Federer. Pass was intended for number 22, Devin Desmond, who was open. Ball was a little underthrown, but nice break by Federer.
Federer just broke to that ball. Receiver was open by about 3 yards. Federer had the cushion on him, gave him the cushion, just broke absolutely perfectly on that ball.
A little bit of that fatigue maybe shown there by Stash. He's been knocked around a little bit on both sides of the ball, run over by Neely, blocked early on that long touchdown run. He's had the cramps now and again, showing a little bit of signs of fatigue. Now we got a big 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 22 of Serra. Stash back to pass. He looks left. He's going deep. He's got man. This one's underthrown, and it is incomplete. Broken off on the play by Fraunhofer. Pass was intended for number 10. That was Chuck Osler, who had to play defensive back on that play, Rich.
Excellent play there, coming back to the ball and tipping it away. I thought that had interception written all over it. But a good defensive play there offensively.
Yes, as you said it. And they're going to punt. Really no choice at this spot in the field. Punter is Tim Stash, who's been doing the punting all night. Back deep will be Federer and Krukowski as they'll stand around their own 45. And it appears that Serra Catholic will take a timeout. One more time, Rich. Thank our sponsors. Tonight's game brought to you by the Perryopolis Football Booster Club, proud supporters of Commodore football, as well as Fox's Pizza in Perryopolis. With daily specials, call 736-4060. And Rich, next week, the CUTV crew heads down the road, well, actually up the hill for us.
Up the mountain.
Carmichael's in California. WVCS will be covering the Yawk Uniontown game. Again, you can hear all the WVCS games on the internet at wvcs.cup.edu. Get the Windows 6, or excuse me, the QuickTime 6 download, and you can listen to VCS 24/7 as we broadcast live to the world. So they decided after that lengthy timeout they're still going to punt.
I'm not sure if they had 11 on the field there either.
That could have been the case. Federer and Krukowski at their own 45. High snap and a good high spiraling kick near the sideline. Federer's going to let it go out of bounds. at around the 46-yard line, so the Commodores will start there. 6:23 on the clock, and Frazier with a very comfortable 21-point lead, 28-7.
Frazier and Serra in an interesting situation here, Ben. With a larger roster, this would be one of those times where you go to your bench, but this is a good situation. This is going to build character for Serra, getting used to playing down this much late in the game. And on the converse side, Frazier got a chance to run out the clock and put a nail in the coffin.
Well, Frazier looking to get back on the winning track. This would be their first win of their season. Serra already eclipsing last year's win total with the win last week at West Green. But now a 1st and 10. Erdley hands it off. This is Neely still on his feet and powering through as he stumbles for about 9 yards and sets up a 2nd down and short for Frazier. And we can't say enough about the way Craig Neely's run the ball tonight.
He's had an outstanding night.
You know, it makes us really look smart that we talked about him in pregame, too.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Makes you feel good. Everything we said happened has pretty much happened for some reason.
Because we're that good.
Maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Balk was right tonight.
I wonder what Bob's thinking right now on the radio side.
Boy, Adam sweats. 2nd and 1. Handoff. Keebler right up the middle. Picks up about 4 yards. And that'll be another 1st down for Frazier. And with every 1st down, that might as well be 3 minutes off the clock. And time is really running out for Serra Catholic.
And the official continues to wide the arm band.
Ha, ha, ha.
The back judge, and that only means if you're new to football, when you pump the arm like that, wind it, that means to wind the clock. And the clock is running out.
Erdley comes to the line. This time Federer in the backfield with Neely. Actually, that's not Neely. That's Justin Mahausen, who takes a pop, fumble. See who comes up with the ball. And it looks like Frazier did come up with it. It's Wayne Lawrence, number 88, who came up with the fumble after Mahausen took a nasty shot across the line of scrimmage.
What I like about any football player is a player that gets to the ball, and Lawrence has done that. He has been on every loose ball and around every tackle and made some key plays and catches offensively. Good-looking young player.
Can't advance a fumble forward, so it'll be 2nd and 10, called 2nd and 8 from the Serra 39-yard line. Erdley back to pass, rolling out, gets good protection to his left. Pucks it, looking to throw. Now he gets out of bounds and is met out of bounds. Trying to slide. Pursuit on the play made by number 31, Rocco Karinga. No flag on the play. Actually, there's one on the far side of the field. See what this is all about.
I don't think this is going to be 15.
No. Erdley gets about a yard on the scramble. That time he actually rolled to the strong side, his left hand there.
Flag is outside the right hash on the. Yes, it is going to be
a personal foul. Very strange. 3 officials around the play right here. The flag came from the very far side of the field. He looked happy.
I'm not sure if this is because of the extracurricular out of bounds. And yes, we are finding out in the booth it is.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down.
So 15 more yards added on to the end of the run. That'll put the ball nicely on the 25-yard line of Serra. 1st and 10. Clock now at 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the ball game. Stephen Erdley still in at quarterback. Hands the ball off. This is Mahausen up over the middle. Gets maybe 3 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 7. As Mahausen gets his 2nd carry of the game, 5'10", 175-pound senior.
I want to come back to a thought we had early in the game where we heard from the Frazier staff. You don't usually score first at any time they've played the last year plus. That just shows one thing, which is less important in this situation. They're not getting off to a good start, but they continue to play with a lot of intensity and purpose as the game goes on. A team wants to peak at the 4th quarter. They don't want to be near the bottom of their game. They want to lift their game up and put a team away.
And that's exactly what Frazier did today. The latter part of the 3rd quarter on, it's been all Commodores. And you got to remember, this is a playoff team, too, so they're doing something right later in the game. Mahausen was led right into a bevy of defenders, but he fights through and is able to get up over the line of scrimmage, and flags are down, and this is going to be another 15, Rich.
This is just frustration setting in for the Eagles now.
But Mahausen with another nice run, and we've seen that's very characteristic of what Frazier's backs have done all day. They get hit up early, but the second effort is what getting them the yards after the contact. And this will be another 15 and an ejection against the player for Serra Catholic, as Coach Barlock on the sidelines is just in disbelief right now. And the player ejected is number 6, David Jacobs. And there goes their running game, Rich.
And that might let the people from Frazier go home with a smile on their face. That might put it away, Ben.
3:24 left to go in the ball game. 28-7, Frazier leads. And as we've noticed since about midway through the third quarter, it's been very physical. A lot of the passing's gone away. It's been a lot of up the middle power runs. We're seeing a lot of frustration both ways, especially from the Serra side, who are up for the majority of this game.
Play was whistled dead. Personal foul, flagrant unnecessary roughness by the defense. Half it is to the goal from the end of the run. First down. Additionally, the offender is ejected from the ball game.
Nice explanation by the official there.
You get 1 week out, I believe, next week in Pennsylvania. Some states you do. I'm not sure what the rule is in Pennsylvania.
I've yet to see that happen in a game we've covered. But now Frazier will have a first and goal situation and a timeout on the field. Not sure who called it there, Rich. Frazier called timeout. I believe that's their second.
Good offensive balance of plays, Ben, by the Frazier coaching staff. Good combination of run and pass. Coach Wilson doing a good job along with his assistants, Craig Cordage, Tim Beck, Bill Henderson, and Brian Salisbury. Also, Tom Salisbury on the coaching staff. And they have executed, along with their players, an offensive and defensive scheme that has been outstanding.
Of course, related to former Frazier quarterback Chad Salisbury, who had some time in the Arena League and some of the other leagues. The offensive line for Frazier, we haven't mentioned a lot of them by name, but have done a great job tonight, especially James, Derek Staley, the big guys up front, Sean Bavuso, who we mentioned earlier, really springing those big holes for Neely, Keebler, and the likes all game long.
It seemed once they established the left side of the line of scrimmage, Ben, that's when the game broke open. They tried to go to the right side originally. Once they got the line play going, it was curtains.
Tony Battolini in at quarterback now for Frazier as Mahausen gets in the end zone, but there's a flag down.
Let's see if this one comes back.
It looks like it might be holding, Rich.
Yes.
But Coach Wilson deciding early has done his job for tonight, brings in Battolini, a 5'9", 145-pound sophomore, but that takes the touchdown away from Mahausen. What would have put Frazier up by 28 points will now back them up. Spot of foul, 10
Holding
yards.
By the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the infraction. Remains first down.
Something different between the college and high school game. Holding in college, 10 yards from line of scrimmage. In high school, it's 10 yards from spot of foul. The ball will be now backed up to the 17. It will be first and goal from there.
Long way to go, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Commodores still punch this one in.
Only 3:14 to go. Frazier comfortably ahead by 21 in the opening game of the 16th season of high school football on CUTV, the longest continuous streak of coverage of high school football in the Mon Valley. Battolini over center. He'll hand the ball off. Ooh!
Get on it.
Ball
he just took it away. Beautiful play.
It was number 3, Federer, who couldn't get back to the football, and falling on it for Serra is number 71. Trying to figure out who that is, Rich. Might be 77. His jersey was up so high I couldn't tell. If it was 77, it was Ton Mahalif. I believe that is who came down with it. And Frazier will use their third and final timeout, Rich.
And boy, does the ejection of Jacobs look big here. forces Serra pretty much to put the ball in the air, Ben.
That's exactly right. But when you're down 21 points with only 3 minutes to go, you're going to see that.
Both training staffs coming out on the field.
But what we talked about in the open, as you said, is pretty much what we saw. Running out of Frazier, Serra trying to go more balanced attack, and it worked for a long time, but it was eventually the big linemen and the big backs of Frazier that wore him down.
It seemed also, Ben, in the early going, Frazier showed a lot of multiple offensive formations, but when it came down to the end of the game in crunch time, it was pretty much the power running of Neely and the passing of Erdely. And a lot of different offensive sets, and I'm really impressed by the job Coach Wilson has done with this team and his staff. Kind of like reeling in a fish.
A lot of substitutions for Frazier, what they can substitute. Excuse me, getting some playing time late in this game. That'll help your players down the line. Stash still in a quarterback for the Eagles. Pro set, receiver to each side. Stash looking to throw up over the middle, and a nice catch for about a 15-yard gain. Cradling the ball was number 9, Mike Rosansky, 6'1", 165-pound senior. And the Eagles not thrown in the towel just yet as they'll move the chains with 2:52 on the stop clock.
If anything else, this is a character-building drive for Serra. See if they can punch it in here, get a cosmetic touchdown.
Going to the hurry up now. I set. Stash looking to throw. He's got a man over the middle and a big stick. Making the catch on the play was number 32, Nick Hatawa. But on the stuff was number 66 for Frazier, Josh Valdesari, with a big hit. And number 40, Andy Ferris on the stop.
That helmet went right between the numbers.
Another first down, however, for Serra. They'll continue to move the ball. This time going for the slant and in and out of the hands of Rosansky. Pass a little behind him on the little skinny post play. Set up a second down.
Seemed to hit his pad on the right side, looked like.
Skinny post, quick slant, whatever you want to call that there, Rich. Nice route, though.
Skinny post has become the big hot term last couple years.
Again, we also want to plug Vulcans football returns to CUTV this coming Saturday, Adamson Stadium. The Vulcans take on the Fairmont State Falcons. Stash back to throw. He's got some time. He's got man open inside the 20 down to about the 15 is number 32, Nick Hatawa, who's come alive on this last series. And now Serra continuing to hurry up, looking to get, as you said, what could amount to a cosmetic 7 points here. But any points are important, especially to the people playing on the field. Stash comes up to the line. He'll have twins to the left side, I formation behind. Clock continuing to run under 2 minutes at 1:50. Stash back to pass. He's going to roll to his left. He's got a lot of room. He's going to tuck it and run. Trying to get to the corner and getting there is Tim Stash for the 13-yard touchdown run. And that'll cut the Frazier lead 28-13.
Good resolve shown on that drive by the Eagles, Ben. And that should build character. And maybe, just maybe, with 1:40 left, Serra still has a heartbeat, but they got a long way to go. And time is a crucial factor.
I still think that last touchdown by Frazier may have sealed it. But they're going to attempt the extra point here. Kicking will be Stash, number 3. Holding will be number 7, Bill Pfeiffer. Snap is good. Hold is down, and the kick is perfect. So nice. Stash is a pretty good kicker. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's a pretty good kicker, too.
Another thing I've noticed, Ben, the days of the conventional kicker, even in high school football in Pennsylvania and in other states that I've watched football in the last couple of years, been a thing of the past. The days when Mark Mosley kicked and Don Cockcroft, they're obsolete.
Well, you got to look at this too, Rich. Soccer's become a much more popular sport in this area, and the soccer-style kicking goes along with it. A lot of times you'll see high schools find kids from the soccer team to kick football, and thus becomes a soccer-style kicking. Right now the score 28-14. Frazier still leading by 14 with a minute 40 left to go in the ball game. I expect the onside kick thus coming from the Eagles.
You will see the hands team out for Frazier, and what I mean by that,
words out of my mouth.
11 players with hands that hang on to the ball, Ben, or the soft hands. I think to elaborate a little bit more on your point, soccer has become a more popular sport. My nephew plays it, very good player in West Virginia, and a lot in the area. And there's just added reason why California University of Pennsylvania put the soccer complex in. And they put 7 or 8 fields in up on the farm, and they're going to get a lot of use.
Late in the game, fatigue sets in, especially when you're lining for kickoffs and you go the wrong side of the field. So we'll excuse that at this point of the game as they'll set up the onside kick. You don't see any linemen up there for Frazier, all backs, receivers. As you said, the hands team. It'll be Stash kicking it off from the center hash. This one's going left.
See if he hits the top of the ball here. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's the idea. Waiting for the referee's whistle and gets it. And here comes Stash. Needs that big bounce and he gets it. Oh, what a hit. But Lawrence holds on to the football, showing a lot of toughness. And you said it, Rich, pops right back up. Has a few words for a few people. And pops right back up. On the smack was number 7, Bill Pfeiffer. But Lawrence scoops himself right up off the floor, and Frazier hangs on to possession of the football and should hang on to the victory here.
Boy, did Lawrence get put on his wallet, but he jumped right back up. Kind of looked like Stacia Hamilton last year all the time. She was knocked to the floor and got right back up.
That's the first number 10 reference of the year. I expect several more.
But give credit for Lawrence, for one, to hold on to the ball and taking a huge hit.
That was a D1 caliber hit, Rich. And now Frazier going to the victory formation, if you will. Erdley, will take the knee, and still a little physical in the trenches there. But now the clock continuing to wind with a minute 24 to go. Rich, again, each and every week, CUTV brings you the best in high school football, and Sarah takes a timeout. That'll give me time to plug everything here. Each and every week, CUTV brings you the best in high school football from the Mon Valley and beyond. Next week, it'll be yourself, Rich Bogard, and Adam Ball calling the game, which will be, as I forgot, even though I said it 19 times, be Carmichael's at California right up the hill. Myself and Dustin Devine will be at Uniontown to cover the Yaw Cougars and the Uniontown Red Raiders. That game again, wvcs.cup.edu on the internet. This coming Saturday, September 13th, the home season opener for the California Vulcans. They take on Fairmont State. It was a good game last year. The Vulcans had a tough time against a Division I AA team in Eastern Illinois as Erdley takes another knee and the whistles continue to blow as a little bit of tempers get going out there.
Get to see one of the WVIAC teams in the Falcons, and last year the Vulcans went down and defeated Fairmont State.
After that, we travel up to your home state, West by God, Virginia, as we'll take on West Virginia Wesleyan.
Part of the state I haven't been in too many years to call, and a part of the state where my mother is from originally, where they call me Sonny, Ben.
2nd down and 10. Second knee of the game here. Now they're going to take a possession, and Erdley's going to throw, Rich.
This is going to be a screen. No, he's going to throw it.
He hangs it up, and he's got a man open, and just in and out of the hands of number 41, Mitch Sapolio, who was so wide open, I think he scared himself there, Rich.
Sapolio needs what a lot of young players need to do, Ben, is to run until he gets the ball. He just slowed up a bit. You got to run through the ball there, and that's something a lot of young players are taught. You've got to get to the ball, and he let that one go by him.
And a little bit of gamesmanship here, Rich. It's now 3rd and 10, clock's up minute 5. We saw Frazier going to take the knee, but then you see Sarah calling a timeout when it's not a lot they can do in that situation.
That's a play that could come back to haunt you.
And then Frazier rolls out to pass up 14 points with a minute to go. Erdley now will hand the ball, little counter play. This is Federer, and he's drugged down, gets close to the line of scrimmage, if that, and now it'll set up a 4th down. Clock will continue to wind, 53 seconds on the clock.
I'm sure Coach Barlock is going to remember that pass next season when these two teams meet, if they meet.
Frazier will go to 1-1 on the year. Serra goes also to 1-1. Both teams will begin their conference schedule next week. Frazier, of course, Single A, Tri-County South. Serra Catholic in the Single A Eastern Conference. And let's not forget, Rich, coming up this week, later in the week, check your local listings, the high school roundup. Adam Balk, Brian Herman from the Valley Independent, Rich Bogart, Ben Slazek will have all your highlights and scores from WPIL football each and every week. And a flag is down. This will be a delay of game call.
Always fun to be around Brian Herman. He's got the quick wit, and he's a good writer, and does a good job at helping us out on the show.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
I want to thank everybody involved with our broadcast here on CUTV this week. Gary Smith, our director, Ken McLean running replay when we had it. All the new crew we got this year, and our returning cameramen who do a great job each and every week. You may hear Rich and myself, but it's those guys that do all the work, bringing Vulcan football and high school football to you.
And they probably have a lot more talent than us.
That is correct. Neely to punt. Gets it off. Wobbly short kick, bounces at the 40, and will be down by Kurkowski at the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Serra. They'll start there with a second to go on the clock, and a flag is down on the far side of the field.
For a game that moved with alacrity, Ben, toward the last 2 minutes, it moved at a snail's pace.
See what the penalty is here. Referee's still discussing it. Nice crowd here from Frazier beginning to foul out. So a good start for CUTV's coverage. Got a good game. Hopefully we'll have a good one next week.
Game was much closer than the score indicated at the end through 3 quarters. But this Frazier team has a lot of character.
Snap. There was a false start by the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 4th down. Additionally, 11 seconds will be replaced on the game clock.
So the clock will now show 12 seconds.
Frazier's squad, Ben, showed a lot of character. They just seem to get better, and they have in the last year plus, at continuing to show a little more resolve as the game goes along, a little more purpose, a little more constitution.
And usually you and I give out a player a game, but tonight with Frazier, between Erdley, Keebler, and Neely, I think any one of those guys deserve that game ball tonight.
I'll make one interjection. I'll add in Wayne Lawrence. I was quite impressed with him tonight.
Let's not take away from the Serra players. I was really impressed with the way Tim Stash played quarterback. And as I said, it's a pretty good kicker for a lower level, the Class A, that doesn't produce a lot of great kickers.
Jacobs played well until his ejection also.
So Neely will be on to punt. Osler stands at his 25, awaiting the final 11 seconds on the clock. As the last minute of this game seems to have taken about a half an hour. Neely at his own 30, waits the snap. Wobbly snap, and here they come, and he gets it off. End over end, Osler fields it at his own 30, avoids one tackler. He's got some room on the left side, and he's finally brought down on the play. Tackle made by number 50 for Frazier, and that is not on the roster. But nonetheless, that's the end of the game, Rich. Your final score, the Frazier Commodores 28, the Serra Catholic Eagles 14. Week 1 in the books. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. High school football on CUTV.
Toyota, a reputation built on reliability. A vehicle for every need, for every person, for every situation. The best-selling Camry, the economical Corolla, the sporty Celica. Looking for a truck? How about Tacoma and Tundra? Lots of options and ultimate safety. And if you're looking for an SUV, Toyota has 5 models to choose from, including the Highlander. Find them all at Washington Toyota.
Dynamite deals right here today. Come on in, you're number one.
The Best Western Garden Inn, located just off exit 12B on I-70 in Bentleyville, has the latest in deluxe accommodations for you and your family The Best Western Garden Inn features a free continental breakfast, an indoor heated swimming pool, free cable TV and HBO, and beautiful rooms, some selected with indoor jacuzzis, which is a vacation in itself. If you're in need of a place to stay that's affordable and cozy, the Best Western Garden Inn is just what you need. Why not give us a call at 724-239-4321.
How does an ordinary shirt like this become an extraordinary shirt like this? It's Battellini's, the Mon Valley's largest volume screen printing and monogramming specialist. Whether your employees need uniforms or the football team needs shirts, Battellini's can do it all with their state-of-the-art computerized monogramming equipment. And if your group needs a fundraising idea, Battellini's also carries 30,000 different promotional items like pens, water bottles, glassware, and more. For your next screen printing and monogramming job, call the one that does it all. Battellini's.
You're not taking that with you, are you? Watch this. Wow.
Excuse me? Do you have the time?
The joy of Pepsi.
From Frazier Field, your final, Frazier 28, Serra Catholic 14. Rich, it was everything we thought it'd be tonight. Craig Neely, a huge game on the ground.
Neely with 155 yards, Ben. Very tough man to bring down, very barrel-chested. A good game to watch fundamentally. Coaching was excellent. And Frazier just pulled away at the end. They had too much. Sign of a team that's on the rise.
Frazier goes to 1-1 on the year. Serra goes to 1-1 on the year. It was a good start for us this year, Rich. Always a pleasure to work with you. Next week, CUTV goes to California as Carmichael's takes on California. That should be fun. High school football game of the week. See you in week 2. Good night. God bless. See you next time.